finisher, even if Taylor goes out in the same hand, because Taylor started the hand with more chips than he did. Now forget about when Harry met Sally. Right now, he's meeting Tyler and Taylor and sending them to the rail if he can dodge a queen.
One more card to come. Let's take a look. It's a deuce.
So for one of the rare times on the World Poker Tour, two players eliminated on the same hand at the final table. Tyler Cornell, Taylor McFarland out in 5th and 4th place.
Good sportsmanship all around. What a hand we just witnessed.
Well, tip the canoe over for one of the Tylers. He's out. Taylor's gone with him.
This is craziness here. Let's go talk to our victims.
Was happy to not get 11th again, and I'm happy with it. It's a good experience.
4th place is a good finish, and hopefully there's more to come.
Wow, what a hand. Tyler Cornell out in 5th place and Taylor McFarland out in 4th place. It's time to take a short break, but we'll be right back with more from the Bicycle Casino, including Tony Dunst's return in the Raw deal. See what's truly in a poker player's DNA.
I know that sounds crazy, but it's the way it is.
And my poker lesson with the Royal Flush Girls. It's all coming up when we return on the WPT.
Welcome back to the Bicycle Casino.
And then there were us.
Yeah. Congrats, guys.
Well, Mike, the chips have been flying here tonight at the bike as we just lost 2 players before the break in the monster hand of the day.
Playing in his first ever WPT event, LA local, Harry Aratunian made a monster move holding ace-10 offsuit.
Call.
When he called the 2 all-ins of short stacks, Tyler Cornell and Taylor McFarland.
One-time ace.
Harry was sitting pretty, hitting a monster ace on the flop, giving himself commanding position, and then knocking out the 2 young guns in 5th and 4th place, leaving us with 3 players left.
The crowd at the Bicycle Casino still buzzing after losing 2 players on that last hand. These are the 3 remaining players. Mike Esconderi out in front with $9 million in chips. Harry Aratunian in 2nd place. He's got $5.6 million. Tyler Kenny with $4.3 million.
All right. Action on Harry, quick fold by him. And now Tyler Kenny has, he's got the ladies, 2 queens. Beautiful hand to get.
Oh, and sneaky peeky here, Vince, just limping into the small blind with him.
Oh boy, he's gonna try to trap now with Mike, but Mike doesn't bite. Mike with just 5-10 doesn't raise, so we're gonna see the flop.
And flop comes 10 high, it's 10-6 deuce. Tyler in great shape here. He is trapping this guy perfectly.
Yeah, because Mike hit 10s, of course, and he's betting.
My favorite. Tyler plays solid. He's got a great personality. I really like that guy. He seems like a very nice, decent human being, which I respect that a lot. And his game is solid. The guy is a rock.
Well, the rock is raising him here, Vince. Makes it $875,000 to go, another $550 here.
With the overpair, and Mike is... Listen to your gut, Mike. Nope, you're not. He's going to invest more. He's called.
Just made a speech about what a rock he is, and now he calls with the 10-5, and now a 3 comes off, giving Mike a gut shot straight draw, as well as his 2 10s, but they're not good enough. Tyler's got the 2 queens, and he's reaching for betting chips. There's about $2 million in the pot, and he's betting just over $1 million here, $1,025,000. And for the first time tonight at this final table, we've seen Mike Esconderi take his time on acting, Vince. Everything's been a snap call, a snap bet, a snap raise. Now he's thinking, and his fans don't know what to think of it.
The CPK t-shirts, not going to like this. Oh boy, he's going in deep.
Well, Esconderi does make the call, and he better get some help. Needs a 10, a 4, or a 5 to have the best hand.
Can he do it to his man? No, Jack of Hearts on the river.
Well, $4 million in the pot. He's got $2 million left. Do you bet it all or just a part of it? This guy seems like a calling station, so you just might want to ship it here.
I'm all in.
Well, he does go all in. Now what do you do with the 2 10s? Well, he shows him a 10s and finally gets away from him. So Tyler Kenny trapping perfectly there early in that pot to win a nice one.
I played day 1B first, and I got back that night and I was like, I didn't play well enough. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna be a ninja. It's like, what do I have to make them sweat? This hoodie I got, it's so unique. Not too many people have something like this. If you're an amateur player and you see this kid with a Darth Vader hoodie on, and he's just staring you down, I think that they're gonna think I have it every single time. Okay.
Well, the assassin hood working for him so far, still here with 3 left.
You know, he says no one else has one like that. I could swear I have one in my downstairs bathroom, if I'm not mistaken. All right.
But you don't wear it at poker tables.
Okay, quick fold by Mike, and now it's on Harry.
And there with the DraftKings hole cam, we see Harry's picked up a pair of queens. Third hand in a row, somebody's had queens, and he just limps in.
Gonna try to set a trap, and Tyler Canny with a pretty decent pair of 4s. Will pop it. Makes it 3:25 to go. Back on Harry.
Just what Harry wanted to see. His opponent raised him here.
And there's the hammer. It's coming down. He's gonna raise.
$1,025,000.
Gonna cost Tyler 700,000 more. Tyler in second chip position with $6 million at this point. He can possibly afford this, but no. Good getaway.
What a laydown. This guy's really got great feel for poker. His brother Bryn taught him how to play. He's a World Series of Poker bracelet winner.
Very, very close.
Tonight, Tyler trying to become a WPT champion.
The reason why poker's awesome is because basically it's a puzzle, and puzzles are fun. I consider it a super luxury to just use my brain, work on puzzles, figure things out.
I like it, you know? You got a job as a poker player.
A core part of my DNA is that I have to put myself into challenging spots. I have to push myself. I don't want it easy, I want it tough. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the way it is. I just want to be challenged. I want to have resistance, and I want to move into it, because that's what feels best. It's great when you're in the forest and you have to go up those hills and you have to scramble, and then there's like water and it rains on you, and it's like you want a little bit of struggle for it to be fun. It's the same kind of like in poker. You have to think really fast, be focused in the moment, and just play your heart out.
Just figured I had to bring the goggles out, because it's that kind of fight, you know? These guys are going like 9th level Matrix on me. I don't even know how I'm surviving.
The deoxyribonucleic acid, which flows through my blood, leads me to push myself, and if that means out of an airplane or over a cliff or to a bigger and scarier poker game, then so be it. I need the challenge, I need the adrenaline, I need the flow, I need it.
Club WPT VIP members won over $100,000 worth of VIP packages to play in WPT events during Season 12. Win your way into upcoming WPT main events only on clubwpt.com.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 3 players battle here tonight at the Legends of Poker.
There you see Mike Eskandari still out in front with $7.8 million. The other 2 guys with about $5.5 million. And Vince, I can't stop smiling about that segment about Phil Locke. Truly one of a kind out there in the World Poker Tour.
Great character. Right now, Harry with just an 8-5 first position makes a raise to 210 with it.
Wow, getting frisky here.
Tyler goes out. Mike's going to call with just a 4-5.
Well, this guy's a defender, Vince. He doesn't give up his big blind often.
All right, a couple junk hands at the bike. Here we go.
And flop King 10-7 with 2 diamonds. And look at this. No hand, no draw. Yet Mike is going to lead out and bet here. And a float call here by Harry. He also has no hand and no draw. Wow. And now a 5 comes off. Both players have now made a pair of 5s. Mike not slowing down.
No, he's going to bet 710. Pretty hefty. With just a little pair of 5s.
Well, Harry, who called with no hand and no draw, now has made bottom pair. Is he going to keep playing? I will say so. He's going to raise it here, Vince, with bottom pair to $1.6 million.
The former pizza shop owner sprinkling some Parmesan on that.
I bet you just can't stand the heat if you just have bottom pair there. Mike throws his hand away.
Tell you something, we have 2 great rooting sections tonight. CBK, Classic, they came with the t-shirts. But then we got the Armenian bunch over here.
and they are enjoying their time clinking the beers.
I can't get over the fact that Harry didn't tell his wife or family that he's even playing in this tournament. This is the first tournament he's ever played in, but the buddies seem to know it. They're here. Can you keep it a secret from the wife? That's
There's a lot of secrets going on here. I don't know which way to go.
Well, the biggest thing, it's not a secret right now, is we have a new chip leader for the first time tonight. Harry R. Ratunian has taken the chip lead over Mike Eskandari after that last pot.
And wait till his family finds out about this little secret. They're going to be loving this tonight. Got to be proud of them. All right, on to this hand. Fold by Tyler. Mike now.
Well, now we'll see if Mike Eskandari can live up to his moniker, CBK, the comeback kid, because he's now in second chip position.
Yeah, he's raised with 8s to 300. Harry not going anywhere with the 9-7 offsuit.
Well, Harry must feel like he reads this guy pretty well. We saw him float the last hand. Now he's calling a raise with a 9-7 offsuit.
Flop comes up ace, queen, 3. No help to either player.
Well, the first time tonight the guy had made a continuation bet. Goes check, check.
Turns another 3, pairs the board.
Well, again, Mike checks. Well, Harry checks right behind him, Vince.
Either player trusting the other. Jack on the river.
Well, again, it goes check, check. Vince, I'm surprised Harry checked 3 times in a row there. He's just waving the white flag and say, you take this pot. Well, Vince, it didn't take long for the comeback kid to make his comeback. Mike Eskandari taking that pot to once again assume the chip lead.
Now, Mike, over the years, we have seen some incredible final tables right here. And I just want to tell you that if you're a Club WPT VIP member, you get access to the vault and you get to see all those great shows.
Unbelievable. Best feeling ever.
Our viewers should know that they can watch past episodes of the World Poker Tour because that's one of the many benefits that you enjoy as a ClubWPT.com member. In addition to that, you get to play all the poker you want. You can win a share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. And who knows, you might win an entry into a live WPT event as well. Check it out. Log on to ClubWPT.com and sign up today.
All right, never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed. Let's go back down to the felt.
Well, there you see the chip counts of the 3 players.
Mike Eskandari, the chip leader. He's only been playing poker for 5 years. He's a big-time pro now. And he's got $7 million in chips. Action's on Tyler Kenny. He's got the 8s this time. And he's going to raise to $200,000.
Yeah, the men raise with him. We know this guy likes to see a lot of flops. Eskandari makes the call.
Yeah, with just 9-10, Harry goes out. And the flop is an ace, queen, 4. Helps neither player.
You know, Mike is going to check, and Tyler checks right behind him. Now a jack comes off. Now will Mike bet the open-end straight draw over his opponent check the flop? Nope. Just going to check. Try to get a free card here.
And Kenny's not going to fall into anything. He checks as well. 10 on the river.
Mike now has the best hand with 2 10s.
Yeah, but all you need is a king out there for a straight.
Wow, he's betting here, Vincent. I don't know why. Just 100,000, like a defensive blocking bet. Almost like he's begging his opponent to take the pot away from him.
Yeah, but Kenny with just 8s down. And he's getting out the raising chips. He's going to make it 460 to go.
Just an amazing raise here. It's like he knows he doesn't have the best hand, but a raise will get this guy off the 10s.
Well, all you need is a king. It's almost uncallable for Mike at this point.
Just puzzle why he even bet the 2 10s.
I agree. And he's going to fold the hand.
Well, what a play by Tyler Kenny there to take that pot. Much to the delight of his girlfriend, Jordana.
All right, we are coming back for more Legends of Poker here in Los Angeles in just a moment.
We're here at Live at the Bike for the Varsity Poker League. Now, the beauty of this game is that no matter how much you play, you never stop learning. So I'm joining some early casualties to scrub up on our skills. You getting stare downs through...
I'm trying to get some free lessons here.
What Live at the Bike is doing is putting together a series of clinics that basically takes you from the freshman series, sophomore, junior, senior, teaches you everything from the very beginning all the way up to being really a professional poker player.
So, Sean, how did you get started in poker?
I'm just doing what we're doing right now, just playing with a whole bunch of friends and some local games in Honolulu.
If you're going to be truly good at it, it's about practice, it's about discussion, it's just about putting the hands out, watching them, and discussing them.
How often do you actually do something like this where you analyze hands with friends and bounce off each other for ideas?
Almost every day. Running hands with your friends is probably the best way to get better at poker.
So, Joe, is it true that you watch strategy videos on break while playing main events?
Yeah, I mean, I like to just stay in focus and stay in the moment. There's always so much to learn about the game that other people know that I haven't learned yet.
So it doesn't matter at what level you are, you always feel like you could use some training, and it always helps, whether you do it recreationally or truly professionally. And your hope is that when you graduate, you can come and play with us on Live at the Bike.
All right, well, that's enough free lessons for today. Back to work for me.
You just tripled up, dude.
So there you have it, folks. You want to learn how to play poker? Come out to the Bicycle Casino. They'll teach you how. Who knows? You might make a WPT final table one day. The chip leader right now by a smidgen is Harry over Mike Esconderi, but don't count Tyler Kenny out. I know he's in third place now, but he's still got a lot of chips. He's going to be tough to beat.
All right, the blinds are still 50 and 100. Action on Mike.
250.
With King 4, he says 250 to go.
He's just going to keep the pressure on these guys.
Harry going out. And Tyler Kenny with a Jack 9.
And he's going to make the call once to see a flop here.
He's going to splash around, hope to get lucky. Here we go with the flop. It is a 4-3 deuce.
Well, action's going to be on Tyler. He's going to check.
250.
Mike has hit a piece of that pair of fours, and again, he's going to bet 250.
Yeah, he's got top pair with a king kicker, so certainly going to bet here. 250,000. Tyler Kenny just has a great feel for the game. When you feel this situation outright and recognize that this flop did indeed help his opponent.
Yep. He says throughout the tournament he has played perfect poker. He looks at poker as the ultimate competition. And he is making a nice lay down there.
So with that pot, Esconderi reassumed the chip lead.
I'm curious. And there's a lot of people wearing CBK shirts here now. Did they just get those printed up today? Does he have a warehouse where they already had them, or he already had a little groupie group? I mean, how does that go? Where do you come up with these shirts all of a sudden when you make a final table?
Well, they've been...
It was late last night that they got down to 6.
Very busy, very busy.
And the printing presses were hot this morning.
They got those things out.
All right, Mike, it is such a treat to be back here at the Bicycle Casino for the first main event of Lucky Season 13. It's going to be a good one.
Well, it sure is, Vance. Leading up to this televised main event, the WPT has held 2 WPT regional tournaments here in the United States. But the borders don't stop there. The WPT hosts national events around the globe, from Kazakhstan to France, from Italy to the United Kingdom, from North Cyprus to Belgium. We're really putting the world in the World Poker Tour.
That is right. And let's not forget the inaugural WPT 500 at Aria Resort and Casino took place in Las Vegas, where Sean Yu bested a field of nearly 3,600 entrants, taking home $260,000.
Congratulations to all the winners. And if you at home would like to play in a WPT event, log on to WPT.com for a complete tournament schedule. But now, let's get back to the film.
Mike out in front by a little bit with 6.8 million. Harry with about 6.4. And Tyler Kenny with about 5.6. Actions on Harry. He's got a 6-4 of clubs.
And he's going to make a button raise here with it to 200,000.
Tyler out. And Mike this time with a pretty attractive Queen Jack of Hearts, just going to call.
Yeah, certainly going to see a flop here. 2 chip leaders in the pot. Ace, Queen, Deuce. Mike has made second pair here. He checks.
And Harry's going to bet. He's betting 325 with zip and pip.
Well, it's a standard continuation bet. Just hoping his opponent didn't have some of that where he'd fold, but not the case. Mike has made the call. Now 7 comes off. Well, Mike has checked and Harry checks, essentially just waving the flag. No card he can catch to win this pot.
3 of diamonds on the river.
But he can't win checking it either. Will he take a stab at it? Nope, he just gives it up, says, you take it. I'll get you next time.
Astute play by Harry to slow down do the right thing, don't get crazy, and the crowd going nuts there for their man, our chip leader, Mike Esconderi. CBK crowd loving this tonight. Can he take it home and finish first at the Legends of Poker? We will see. This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today. We're in beautiful Los Angeles, California at the Bicycle Casino. For the Legends of Poker, 3 players remain.
Yeah, Mike Esconderi still out in front with $7.5 million. He came to this final table as chip leader, but the other 2 guys are closing the gap on him.
The antes are up to 20,000. Blinds are 60, 120. Action on Mike, our chip leader. He's got a 6-5. That's it. Nothing more.
It's all he needs, Vince, to raise. This guy loves to play.
Here he goes.
280,000 is the bet.
Now Harry behind him with the pretty solid ace-9 offsuit.
Well, Vince, as light as this guy raises, many players would 3-bet here and come over the top of him with his hand, but Harry just opted to call.
Tyler Kenny looking down at a little pair of 3s.
Could be a squeeze play time, Vince. It could be a good time to do it with 2 3s, but nope. Tyler also opts to just call. So we have 3-way action here. Tyler probably just looking to flop a 3 or not lose any more money. Well, flop comes ace-6 deuce. The other 2 players hitting some of that flop. Harry's got top pair. Mike has middle pair. Harry checks. Tyler checks the 2 3s, and here comes the man with 2 6s, betting chips 400,000.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's not going to like this. Harry making that smooth call. Tyler goes out.
Well, now you hope the guys get some kind of flush draw, where your 2 6s might be the best hand. And an 8 comes off now.
That's not going to change much. Harry going to check again. Mike slowing down. He won't bet his hand. And a jack on the river changes nothing. Aces are going to be in front.
Well, Harry now going to lead out with the 2 aces. Feels certain they're the best hand, which indeed they are. 415,000 the bet.
And our chip leader, Mike. Is he going to pay him off? No, good lay down.
Yep, good lay down by Mike, and Harry showing him the ace. And Mike's saying, you don't have to show me that. I know what you had.
Nice hand, Harry.
Thank you. The final 3 players are non-professional players. All of them have a business sense. And yet here they are fighting it out for this title.
So unlike 10, 15 years ago, when there was just a handful of players that knew what they were doing, and gosh darn it, what happened to us? Me, I should say.
Well, Vince, I've always maintained you don't have to be a professional poker player to be a good poker player. I mean, I salute guys that have something on the side or some form of business and play poker as well.
Well, there's so many great players now. Quickly to the table, Harry. It's on him.
Vince, I can't remember the last time on the World Poker Tour that the final 3 players, none were professional poker players. All 3 of these guys entrepreneurs, businessmen, play poker as a hobby and do it quite well.
All right, Harry's raised at 250. Tyler out. Mike's going to call with Queen 10. So we have K9 versus Queen 10.
Well, ace 5-4. Mike quickly checks. Harry checks right behind him. No C-bet there. Now a 3 comes off. And look at this, Vince. Mike is now going to lead out and bet 225,000. And even though Harry has the best hand, no way you can make this call after you check the flop, Vince. Nope, Harry goes out, knowing his opponent could have some of that junk. He does it. He just stole the pot. Mike Esconderi making another nice move to win a pot.
Stick around. The Raw Deal is coming up when the Legends of Poker continues.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour, and the all-new Club WPT game on Facebook. Search Club WPT on Facebook and play poker with your friends today.
It's time to take a closer look at poker's changing of the guard. So let's check in with Tony Dunst in this edition of The Raw Deal.
It's season 13 on the WPT, and we're back at the bike for the Legends of Poker, an event that's been on the schedule since season 1.
We do want to thank the Bicycle Casino for hosting the Legend of Poker. It's been a fantastic event on the World Poker Tour.
In those dozen years, poker has undergone numerous changes and evolutions. And if you look at the year-to-year numbers for a given live tournament, you might believe that interest in poker is waning. But is that really the case? Let's break it down. As the saying goes, numbers don't lie, but they also don't tell the full truth. People around the world still love playing poker. Live poker tournaments have become geographically saturated. It used to be that there was only one major tournament series each month, and players from across the globe had to migrate to whichever property was hosting it. Today, poker's become regionalized, and many players don't have to wait very long until there's a local tournament series within a few hours of their home. The Legends of Poker provides a prime example. For years, the event was alone on the calendar. Now it's competing with numerous big events at varying locales across the globe. Players are now able to pick the event most convenient for them, instead of jet-setting around to get their poker fix.
The bike is great because I can play and go back to my house.
In an attempt to gain more entries, properties are making alterations to their tournament structures and buy-in features. Tournament series will often feature a variety of games and buy-in levels, so there's something for everyone. One example is the Quantum Reload feature the bike offered this tournament, wherein players could buy in at the start of day 2 for $10,000 and receive 60 big blinds.
Quantum reloading here. I love this setup.
The hope was that affluent casual players and determined professionals would help bolster the prize pool by buying in for triple price on day 2.
I'm in for 14,000, so quantum reload.
There was concern that the format created too much advantage for the professionals who can afford to buy in several times.
The good news for everybody is we got these two in the tournament. That's dead money.
But those same professionals are contributing up to $20,000 in the prize pool.
I'm spending $1,100 more than him, and I'm getting what? 1/5 the chips?
I couldn't tell you if Quantum Reload helped or hurt the field at Legends, but I do applaud the bike for trying innovative ways to increase attendance.
People that want to buy in cheaper can buy in cheaper. People that want to play longer, satellites, buy in 2, day 3, gamble, not gamble. It's got something for everybody. For me, I love it.
So don't worry. If the tournament going this week doesn't work for you, there's probably one next week down the road. After all, poker's not going anywhere.
Well said, Tony. All right, there you see the chip counts of the 3 remaining players. Esconderi's still out in front. He's got about 7.2. Harry with 6.5. Tyler with 5.2.
The very prestigious Legends of Poker. Just a decade ago, Doyle Brunson took this very event. Who will take it tonight? Okay, on Tyler Kenny.
He looks down at the ace-5 on the button. Most guys are going to raise on the button in a 3-handed poker game with this hand, that's for sure. And he does so, makes it $240,000 to go.
Right behind him, CBK, comeback kid.
He's getting out 3-bet money, Vince. He is going to raise with a 6-4 here, makes it $610,000 to go.
With
wow.
A junk hand.
Now Harry, with the best hand out of the 3 of them, can't stand the heat. He gets out of the kitchen. Tyler.
Said 610, right?
Gives up the hand. So another good 3-bet pre-flop by Mike Esconderi wins him the pot. Vince, his aggression has paid off for him tonight most of the time.
Oh, he has. He's the crowd favorite. He's got his fan base there with the CBK t-shirts on. Everything going right there for Mike Esconderi. All right.
Back to the action. It's going to be on Harry. Oh, look at this, Vince. He looks down at 2 kings on the button. You just love it in a 3-handed game.
How do you play it?
I think you raise it like you do most of the time on the button. Looks too suspicious when you limp in.
It's a magical hand when it works right. Taking his time.
Yep, he's going to raise it. $260,000 to bet.
Now right behind him, Tyler Kenny with Just a Jack-10 is warming up with chips here.
Oh, boy, he's getting out raising chips. He's going to 3-bet it here, Vince, to $835,000. First time he's made a light 3-bet tonight, pre-flop.
Misstep here. Mike going out, of course. Now Harry. Guy raised right before you. Does Harry want to play it slow and just call it? Wait for the flop, or do you want to push again?
Well, I would raise him back, Vince, if it was me. I wouldn't want to give the guy a flop that could possibly beat you. When ace comes off, you're frozen. I say just raise it here.
Well, that's what he's going to do. He's going to move it up to close to 2.3 total. And Tyler's got to be thinking to himself, wow, come out of the cave once in a while and a coconut falls on my head.
Well, that's why he's wearing the towel, Vince. Protect his head from bumps like that.
Yeah, he can't make that call. So Harry Aratunian taking the pot. And all these pots are getting big here tonight as we go down the stretch here at the bike.
And with that hand, we end our second hour of coverage from the Bicycle Casino. So, Mike, Vince, who do you think has the skills and focus to walk away as the next legend of poker?
Well, Lynn, I'll tell you something with that last hand. Tyler Kenny, the free-spirited skateboarder, the one that wears that washcloth on his head, maybe he just lost a little bit of his mojo.
Well, maybe it's the washcloth on his head that keeps him calm, cool, and collected, Vince, because the guy never loses composure, no doubt about it. He's down, don't count him out. But don't count out Harry, Vince. He's playing in his first ever WPT event, and I think we got to say it. If Harry wins this tournament, we got to dub him Harry Houdini. One thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting finish.
For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to Los Angeles and the Bicycle Casino.
Feeling like $1 million.
This is craziness here.
Los Angeles is a city known for creating legends, and we're about to crown a new one. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Bicycle Casino. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Right now, I'll turn to our very own Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten to get more analysis on this final table. Guys, how do you see this Hollywood story playing out?
Well, then, first of all, let me salute these three players for their performance this week. I can't remember when the final three guys of a WPT event were all non-professional players. But I got to go with Mike Eskandari to win the tournament. He came to the final table as chip leader. He's still chip leader, and he's been far and away the most aggressive player at the table. But you have to be impressed with Harry Aratunian. This guy is playing in his first ever WPT event. Both of these guys are local, and they both got a big following tonight. Vince, this is going to be fun.
It will be, but don't count out young Tyler Kenny. He's an amazing poker player, very sneaky. He sort of has a washcloth on his head. It's been very lucky for him all week long. This is a great poker player. He could come back as well.
Action is about to get underway, so let's check the chip counts and get back to the game.
Well, there you see the Skrill chip count. Mike Eskandari out in front with about 7.7 million. Harry Aratunian in second place with 7.3 million. And right now, Tyler Kenny in third place with about 4 million.
And he's at 20,000 blinds, or 6120. Tyler Kenny, he's from LA, he's 26 years old, first to act. And he is going to get the racing chips out. Yes, with just a 7-8, makes it 240 to go.
Tyler, one of those guys, believes balance in life is the key to poker. He does yoga, eats healthy. Here he is, 3 left, fighting it out with a towel on his head.
Mike's gone out, but Harry's calling with 9-7.
Now flop comes 10-6-6. Both players have flopped a 10-high straight draw. Harry checks his.
190.
Continuation bet 190,000 for Tyler. Harry going to make the call, and believe me, if you're sitting in Tyler's seat, you don't like somebody calling when it comes 10-6-6 and you've only got 8 high.
Deuce of clubs on the turn, changes nothing. Harry's going to check again. Most people would be scared to death when a guy called you on the flop like that.
440.
Wow, to bet here, Vince, you got to have great feel for the game. Tyler just thought he could get him off the hand by betting. Bet $440,000 and took it down. His girlfriend, Jordana, very happy to see that. They own a mobile fashion boutique. Together, the inventory is going to go up here, Vince.
The winner's going to take home about $576,000 and become a legend of poker here at the bike. Action on Harry. He used to own a pizza store, but no longer in that business. He plays a lot of poker, a lot of cash games here in LA.
He's in the bottled water business now.
Well, he's raised with the 7-5. Made it 250 to go. Tyler's out, and our chip leader, Mike.
And he's got the King 8 suited. He's a defender. He likes to play pots and look at flops. He's calling.
King 8 versus 7-5, and the flop is a King 7-4.
Wow, he is flop top pair. I'm talking about Mike. The pre-flop raiser, Harry, as flop middle pair.
And Mike tries to take the play away and bets out of 325. Harry just calling with the sevens.
Vince, you don't put your opponent on top pair. You think he'd check and raise with a top pair instead of lead out with it.
I like the style. Queen on the turn.
By betting out, it makes it look like he's got a drawing hand here. At least if you're sitting in Harry's seat. And Harry's going to make the call. That's what he thinks.
River card. Going down to the river.
Now an 8 comes up, so if he had a straight draw, he's got that.
Mike hits 2 pair there.
Kings and 8. And he is going to bet again.
Plunge it away, 675.
Well, you can't blame him for betting 2 pair now. Wow, and he's getting called by just 2 sevens. His opponent put him on a stone bluff there, Vince. All he could beat was a bluff.
Well, the reason why he got that action was because he bet out, took the play away on the flop. Usually that's when you get a little piece of it.
Mike Eskandari taking down a nice pot to extend his chip lead.
He mixes up his game beautifully. The crowd loving it here tonight.
That King 8 has been working for you, huh?
Whatever card works, Harry. Sometimes aces don't work, and then 3-5 offsuit works. It is what it is.
Vince, let's get real here. When a guy is raising and gambling and jamming all night long, when he gets a hand, he gets paid off because he gives so much action with so many bad hands.
Is it me? Sorry.
Action on Mike. Everything going his way. And he looks down at an ace-4.
300.
And he's going to bet 300,000 on the button here. Snap call by Harry with the King 7.
Tyler's out.
Tyler just getting out of their way. We'll love to see him clash in a big all-in pot.
Ace-4 versus King 7. First 3 cards. There's an ace.
Oh, we could see some fireworks here.
Ace-9-5, but 2 hearts, so we have a 4 flush for Harry.
He checks his flush draw, perhaps with intent to check raise here, Vince. Mike bets the 2 aces. And he gets called, doesn't get raised with the flush draw.
I would love to see a heart come up.
Turn card.
Going to the turn, will a heart appear? No, 8 of clubs.
And this gives Harry a gut shot straight draw as well as a flush draw. He's going to check, though. You give this guy top pair, Vince. He's just going to keep betting whether you call or not. 700,000. Now, do you make a semi-bluff here? By check raising here, you put a lot of pressure on guys with a weak ace, I can tell you that.
No, he's just going to call and hope to hit a straight or the flush. Harry, can you pull off the miracle? No.
Doesn't happen as the queen comes off.
Harry checks.
Check, check.
King eye.
Mike very happy to win it with a weak ace. He takes it down, pumps his fist one more time. And the CBK fans,
yeah,
they love it.
Oh boy, good investment on the shirts. CBK fans looking good.
CBK stands for Comeback Kid. You gotta get lucky sometimes. They ordered some t-shirts that I didn't even know, and I just saw one of them. It looks pretty damn good with my picture on it. I don't get scared of anything. Hallelujah. First product of the day. The only person on a table that scares me, it's always me. Nobody else.
Oh wow, no one to fear but fear himself.
Well, look at that chip lead now, Vince. Mike Eskandari with 12.4 million. Tyler Kenny in second with 3.6 million. Vince, he's got about a 3-1 chip lead over Tyler Kenny, who's in second place. Unbelievable.
Action on Harry. So Harry calls the hand. Tyler out. And now Mike with an option. No, he doesn't raise, so we're going to see a flop. And the flop is a king, queen, 5 kings for Mike.
Queen of spades.
They both check.
Mike checks, Harry checks.
Oh, and a 10 comes off. Harry has made it straight. Now there could be some serious action going on right now, Vince. There's the bet by Mike. 400,000 after slow playing his kings. He now has an open-end straight draw to go with him. If Harry raises here, he can win a monster pot. Vince, he just calls. I can't believe he doesn't raise with 2 flush draws out there.
Going down to the river. Let's see if it'll
and
backfire.
now the 10 of spade comes off. About the worst card Harry could see. Possible flush, possible full house out there now. But he still's got a straight.
Well, Mike is checked, and Harry is going to bet.
Well, he just bet 375,000.
How much?
This is a bet that I'm guessing is going to get paid off.
Call.
And Mike does pay him off.
Yep.
But I can't believe that Harry wouldn't raise that on the turn. Think of the size pot he might have won, Vince. Could have been much bigger than this.
Finally, you hit your draw, huh?
Hit a gut shot. I can't hit open-handed with a flush draw.
I told you, when you have less outs, when you have a lot of outs, you're not going to get it. When you have less outs, you hit it. You hit it twice.
Well, there's your logic, folks.
Action on Tyler.
240.
He's got ace deuce. He's going to make it 240 to go. And Mike right behind with a pair of 7s. Let's go to 760, he says. Harry out.
And he's done very well. 3 betting with these mid pairs.
I'm all in.
Tyler goes all in, Mike.
Tyler announces all in.
I call.
And a call.
Well, Tyler's shaking his head. This is the first time he's 4-bet, period.
Come on, hold up.
Tyler Kenny, his tournament life in jeopardy now. Must get some help if he wants to keep playing.
Ace, bub. Yeah.
No matter what, baby.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Well, he's got comfort with his girlfriend Jordana no matter what happens.
Let's hit the ace.
Come on, 1 ace.
Okay, and here comes the flop, and it's a jack 9-5 on the flop.
And his girlfriend Jordana sweating with Tyler right there.
Let's get it.
Together they own a fashion boutique.
No matter what.
Just a measly pair of 7s out in front.
Yeah, Tyler needs some help or he's going to be going back to the shop with his girlfriend Jordana.
Here comes the turn. Can he get lucky here? Well, it's a 3 of diamonds.
Well, that gives him a wheel draw, so a 4 gives him a straight.
I can hit a 4 or an ace.
Wow, gave him more out.
Must catch an ace or a 4 in the river. Otherwise, Tyler will be our 3rd place finisher. Well, Vince, we're at the Bicycle Casino. Can he hit a bike on the river? That's the question.
River card coming up. Mike looking cocky and confident. Can an ace appear? No. 9 of diamonds on the river.
Well, that's going to do it for Tyler Kenny. Played great poker all week.
Bad job by me, bro.
Very nice meeting you and playing with you.
He just picked 2 bad spots to make moves at this final table.
Wish I didn't make that shot.
I know.
Fantastic effort by Tyler Kenny. Going to take home $213,000 for his efforts here. Let's go see what he has to say.
In hindsight, bad shove. Bad shove by me.
It's okay.
I wasn't on point, and because of that, I'm not going to be holding up the trophy, but I played really well this whole tournament. This is a great moment, you know?
The battle for the WPT Champions Cup has come down to Harry Aratunian and Mike Eskandari. Who will take down the title? Find out when we return with heads-up action from the Legends of Poker.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Heads-up action is about to get underway here at the Legends of Poker between Harry Aratunian and Mike Eskandari. The Royal Flush girls Danielle and Ivy are bringing out the money. plus a special edition pair of Monster 24K headphones, and a beautiful Hublot King Power Unico watch to be awarded to tonight's champion. What a thrilling moment for these guys, and during the last break, I had the chance to catch up with both players. Harry, this is your first WPT event, and here you are heads up for the title. What an achievement. How are your emotions right now?
Emotions are up high. I can't even sit straight right now.
Really?
Yes, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Whatever happens, all I need is a chip and a chair. I've seen the WPT, you know, people come back. So he has a tremendous chip lead. He's an amazing player. So hopefully my cards will lead live.
Yes.
Like Mike Saxton says.
Mike, you have been dominating this final table tonight. Is there enough gas left in the tank to drive this one home?
Oh, absolutely. I got enough gas for 3 more trophies.
Wow, 3 more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So who will emerge victorious and be named the first WPT champ in Season 13? We'll soon find out. Let's get back to the call of the game with Mike and Vince.
Well, there you see the chip counts as they start the heads-up battle. Mike Eskandari with a huge chip lead, over 4-1. He's got 15.4 million. His opponent with 3.5 million. Harry Aratunian. Vince, only appropriate these guys are playing heads-up for the title. They came to the final table as the 2 chip leaders. They're the last 2 players left.
Harry first. He's got King Jack of Diamonds. And he will raise to 275. Mike gonna slop around with a 5-3 of hearts. First flop is an ace, queen, deuce.
With 2 diamonds. Notice Mike has a gut shot wheel draw, and he's leading out and betting 275,000. His opponent with a flush draw. He's just calling. Straight draw versus flush draw, and both of them get their hands as the 4 diamonds comes on the turn. What a card. Vince, this will be a double up for Harry, is my prediction. One guy's got a straight, one guy's got a flush.
Well, Mike has bet 575.
And Harry just calls. Well, this is going to spell doom for Mike. Well, the board pairs aces. Well, even though there's a possible full house and a possible flush out there, you get a pad hand playing heads up, you're going to bet. Mike does so. Bets the straight. How is Harry going to play the flush?
I'm all in.
All in. There's your answer. He goes all in. Now, even though there's better hands that could beat you, and this guy doesn't fool around much.
Exact count, please.
It's just hard to lay down a pad hand playing heads-up poker when you're using both cards in your hand.
It's a 1.8.
I call.
1.9
Flush. He does make the call.
Oh, wow. I got a wheel.
With that board and the way the guy raised all in, you know, you might have to rethink it.
Momentum changer right there.
Harry doubles up on deal number 1 of the heads-up battle.
Nice hand, Harry. Magic card on a turn. Magic.
Magic card. Only card.
It's the only card you're going to get paid off.
Only card.
It's the only card you're going to get paid off.
Wow.
That is going to make both of our hands.
Wow.
Well, things turning around apparently for Harry.
Only 1 outer. That's the only card.
There you see, Mike Eskandari down to less than 12 million. His opponent, Harry, now has 7 million.
All right, antes are going up, Mike, to 25,000. Blinds are 1 and 200. What excitement happening here at the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles.
This time Mike picks up ace high on the button. He's going to raise it. Makes it 475,000 to go.
And Harry's going to call it with a 10-8 of hearts.
I'm feeling so good about that last hand. Certainly going to prospect here.
And the flop is a 10-8 ace. What a floppable
Incredible Vince.
Can you believe this?
Wow. He's got 2 pair, and now he's going to lead out into the pre-flop raiser, Vince.
There's a raise by Mike.
So he's raising it to 1.1 million.
And he's thinking to himself, why would this guy bet out before, take the play away if he really did have a hand? This time he does have a hand.
And he's going to raise him back.
How much you have left there? 3.4 and
now,
2
Vince, if you're sitting in Mike's seat, you know this guy just doesn't make moves. He just got a whole lot of chips. You're just not going to expect him to give them away here.
I'm all in.
Wow, he's gone all in here with that weak ace.
I call.
But Harry's going to make the right call, of course.
Harry Aratunian could possibly double up in back-to-back hands.
Hold, baby, hold.
Harry knows he could take a commanding chip lead in this heads-up battle if his two pairs stand up.
On the other hand, Mike Eskandari can take this title home right now, put his name on the trophy. Let's see the turn. 5 of hearts, not helping Mike.
Mike must catch an ace, a 7, or a 5 to win this tournament right here, right now.
CBK people on their feet. River card coming up. Here it is. It's a king of diamonds.
Vince, an incredible turn of events right here in the first 2 hands of heads-up play. The crowd is stunned.
It's not over. It's not over, I promise you.
Club WPT.com VIP members get more than just a chance to win cash and incredible prizes.
The Club Savers Guide program saves VIP members big money every month at places they already shop and visit.
Play big, save big, win big at ClubWPT.com.
Well, we've got an epic battle tonight at the Bicycle Casino, and now we've got a new chip leader, thanks in part to the monster hand of the day.
Down in chips, Harry flopped a monstrous 2-pair against the aces of CBK, Mike Eskandari. After a raise by Mike and a 3-bet from Harry, Mike went on the offensive, putting himself all in.
I'm all in.
Much to his chagrin, Harry made the call and showed his dominant hand. He took down the pot, the chip lead, and Harry has temporarily stolen Mike's moniker, the comeback kid.
Harry Aratunian, the former pizzeria owner, is the chip leader with 13.9 million in chips, Mike.
Mike had over a 4-1 chip lead playing heads up when we started. After 2 hands, he is now on about a 9 million chip deficit.
All right, Harry with 8-7 of clubs is raising to 400,000.
And Mike Eskandari looks down at 2 kings as we see it through the DraftKings whole camera. Just what he needs right now after what's happening in these first 2 hands of the heads-up battle.
Boom, goes to 725. And now Harry with that seductive little 8-7 of clubs will make this call. We're going deeper into action. We're going to see the first 3.
Well, comes ace high, Vince. Invariably, when you have kings, an ace comes out there.
Yeah, Mike disgusted. He checks. Now open-ended here for Harry.
Well, he also checks.
Let's see what happens. He catches the straight, the nuts at this point.
Wow, he gets the joker. How good is this guy running heads up? Unbelievable.
Oh, and he's got Mike betting now.
Well, Mike is reaching for chips. Whatever he reaches for, he's just giving to the other guy. Because he's drawing dead, Vince.
He's going to bet 500. And Harry's just going to slowly walk that dog.
He made a flush. He flopped 2-pair. Now he's got a straight again.
3 of diamonds on the river. Mike slows down with that diamond. And a very nice 525 bet, not too much.
Wow, you got lucky on me again?
Well, there's 2.5 million in the pot. He bets 500,000 bets, just begging the guy to call him, saying, please give me a $500,000.
Oh, just put a couple of cookies in the cookie jar, please. I'm not being greedy. I don't want the cake. I don't want the pie. Just 2 chocolate chip cookies.
Well, this is something Mike doesn't do often. That's take his time to make a decision.
Because he's getting punchy. Everything's going backwards so far.
Vince, the guy's begging him to call by that size bet. You know that.
Yeah.
He's just going to check anything else.
Like he said, he only fears himself at the table. And there's the fear again because he's going to pay him off. Look at that. Mike just wanted to show the kings. People are passing out here at CBK. Oh, boy.
Pocket jeans against 6-7.
Harry now, our chip leader, looking good.
Usually don't play tournaments. I was sitting with a friend of mine. We were watching WPT on TV. I said, how do people concentrate, you know, having all that money in his heads up? And said, why, you want to play? I said, why not? I'm not scared of anything, just taking it day by day. Every day, my main goal was just to advance to the next day average chip stack. Today's goal is to take it hand by hand, hopefully heads up, and have my name on that cup. That's my main goal.
I want to tell you something, Mike. I like his philosophy. Everybody's so greedy these days in poker. I like it. Just survive. Just be average chip stack, and it's like play 1 point at a time in a sport.
I'm with him, Vince. Just give me average chips and let me advance to the next day. I'll be happy as well. I'll tell you who else is happy. That's a friend that staked him in this tournament for half the action. Where do you get friends like that?
Okay, the ante's going up to 50. Blinds are 125, 250. Here we go. Harry has just called with King 4. Mike with Queen 7. Content to see a flop, no raise.
Flop is 4 of diamonds.
What a flop it is. Queen 4 deuce. Mike has flopped top pair and checks. He's going to try to set a little trap here for his buddy. And Harry with second pair obliges him. He's going to bet $250,000.
Yes, but Mike had something in mind, and that's the raise. With his top pair, makes it $875 to go.
Harry bets $250,000.
I'm all in.
Will Harry get the memo? No, apparently not, because he's going all in.
He has gone all in, Vince, and now you're wondering if you got trapped here or not. Call. He's going to call. He's going to be so happy when he sees the guy's hand.
Harry shows King of Clubs.
He has it.
I got it in good.
Harry just accumulated all those chips, and now, in one instant, could double up his opponent with middle pair like this.
Far heart, baby.
And I thought he was on the flush draw.
Oh, I thought he has a flush draw. He doesn't even have a flush draw. He was bluffing.
Well, Mike with a great shot to double up here. He's out in front with the 2 queens.
Come on, King Ball.
Will the lady stand up?
King of spades.
Cards to come.
King
Harry
of
would love to
spades.
hit a 4 or a king at this point. Can he do it? Ace of diamonds on the turn. Mike still out in front. Harry a long shot to knock out Mike at this point and take home the title.
Come on.
King or a 4. Not to be. A deuce of diamonds on the river, Mike.
Well, just incredible. High fives all around for the CBKers. Why not? He's back in it.
He's officially CBK, the comeback kid. He's our chip leader.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more action from the Legends of Poker.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
When it comes to poker, we all have our own playing styles. Good or bad, nothing escapes the critical eye of our own Tony Dunst. It's time to check in with Tony as he breaks down the final table action in this edition of The Raw Deal.
It wasn't that long ago that Mike Eskandari had a commanding chip lead in this heads-up match against his opponent, Harry Aratunia.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
But just a few hands later, and their roles reversed. Can the momentum of heads-up hold'em change so quickly? Or did Mike simply make a series of mistakes that led to his misfortune?
Well, of course.
Let's break it down. It all starts with Harry raising King-Jack of diamonds on the button, and Mike calling from the big blind with 5-3 of hearts. The flop comes ace, queen, deuce with 2 diamonds, and both players flop a draw. Mike leads out with his draw because it's too weak to check call and still has some equity in the hand. If he gets raised or has to check fold the turn, it's no big concession. Harry calls with his massive draw, and both players spike their card on the turn when the 4 of diamonds lands. Mike bets out with his straight, and Harry calls in position with his flush. After the river pairs the board with the ace of clubs, Mike makes the same bet, then Harry shoves for 4 times the amount.
I'm all in.
It's a tough spot for Mike with the 3-to-1 price he's getting, so I can't blame him for calling.
I call.
Flush.
Oh, wow. I got a wheel.
But if he's seen Harry play passive on the river, and he thinks he won't shove with worse than a full house or a flush, then Mike should find a fold with his straight.
It's the only card you're gonna get paid off.
Shortly after Harry's double up, Mike raises ace-7 on the button, and Harry calls his 10-8 suited in the big blind. Both players connect on the ace-10-8 flop, and Harry leads out with his 2-pair for half pot. Mike gets a little too ambitious and min raises with his top pair. I call his raise ambitious because I don't think ace-7 is strong enough to play for stacks here. It's unlikely that Harry will lead out with a straight draw and then blast off against a raise. The hands Harry 3-bets are all his strongest ones, and that's why he invests half his stack with 2-pair. But Mike is convinced he's ahead and committed to getting all in. So he shoves his top pair for a fourth bet.
I'm all in.
I call.
Harry knows he could take a commanding chip lead in this heads-up battle if his two pair stand up.
Harry's two pair holds up, and now very quickly, Mike has become the short stack.
It's not over, I promise you.
It's not over, but if Mike really wants to be the comeback kid, he's going to have to stop overvaluing his hands.
Well done, Tony. Never holding back.
Vince, if Mike doesn't go on and win this tournament, he's going to look back at those two hands and say, maybe I did overplay him a little.
Let's get back down to the heads-up action here. Harry looking down at a pair of jacks. What a nice hand. Local cash game player, former pizzeria owner, loves his hand. Blinds 153, and he's making it 600,000 to go.
Well, a quick call by Mike with the 6-4. Now flop queen 9-9. No help to anybody. Mike quickly checks, and Harry checks his two jacks. Now an ace comes off, another bad card to come up if you have two jacks. Again, Mike quickly checks. And again, Harry checks. Trying to control the pot. Now a 7 comes off. Mike knows the only possible way he can win in this pot is to bet at it. And he is reaching for chips, $1 million, and he bets.
He's got guts. But you got jacks wired. Do you lay it down? No. Not this man. He's making a good call.
Well, Harry says he's been watching all the episodes in the history of the World Poker Tour. Obviously, he's been watching some great players make some great calls. Well, put him on the list there. Well done.
That's his group right there.
I was like, really? You trapping me all the way on the river?
You're giving me too much credit. Pocket deuces is the nuts to me.
Now, you know our Club WPT members can actually win a seat into a main event on the World Poker Tour, and two players did that this week. One of them was from New York. His name was Diamond Mike. He did pretty well.
I go on Club WPT. I see thousands of flops. I work plays. It's incredible practice. My goal is to get to that point where I'm that confident and that professional about poker. Club WPT online is one thing. Live is another thing. And I'm going to tell you something. After playing with the big boys yesterday, I loved it.
Check it out for yourself and sign up today at clubwpt.com. And who knows, you might punch your ticket into a live WPT event just like he did. Okay, action's heating up. Let's get back to the film.
Well, Mike, the blinds are going up to 2 and 400 with a $50,000 ante. And look at this, Harry with a queen jack. Not going to raise, just calls. And oh my, Mike has picked up the weapons of mass destruction, the pair of aces.
And he just checks also, Vince.
Of course.
He's afraid to raise his opponent out of the pot, wants him to try to catch something where he can make some money.
That's what you got to do sometimes. And he gets an ace on the flop.
Just a dream scenario.
Monster hand.
Here comes ace, 8, deuce. Can't imagine he's going to bet, though. Nope, it goes check, check. And the 9 comes off.
Gives Harry an inside straight draw.
Well, Mike is reaching for betting chips now, 400,000. Harry's never going to put him on one ace, let alone two aces, Vince.
The way it's being played, sure.
Just assume the guy would raise if he'd had ace before the flop.
Well, Harry's called it, hoping to hit a straight, but he hits a queen.
Well, he might think queens are the best hand the way this hand's been played.
Action's on Mike once again. He's going to put a stiff $1 million out there.
Well, Vince, this is exactly what he would bet if he had a 6-7 in his hand as well as the 3 aces. Harry knows that he's going to pay him off with 2 queens. Mike throws down the 3 aces, winds up his crowd.
I would have called way more, man.
What's that?
I would have called way more.
Hey, yeah.
And he says he would have called more, Vince. We'll never know, but
how did I get away?
I believe that's to try to put his opponent on tilt a little bit. They're very close in chip count right now. Harry's got 9.7, Mike with 9.2.
First place prize, $576,000. Become a legend of poker, just like the great Doyle Brunson did 10 years ago at this very same tournament. Action on Mike. This time he has a very dismal looking 8-4.
He's getting up raising chips. He didn't raise with 2 aces. Why not raise with the 8-4 offsuit? You just never know with this guy.
Harry's not going anywhere. He's calling with queen 5. And here's the flop, king 8-3.
Well, good flop for Mike. He's got middle pair now. Harry's going to check.
And Mike.
Well, he was going to bet this flop whether he hit it or not. So might as well bet since he hit it. 800,000. And he's going to take down the pot as Harry goes away.
That's why they call you comeback kid, buddy.
CBK gang looking happy as their man Mike coming back.
The start of season 13 on the WPT also marks the beginning of the Ublo WPT Player of the Year race. And this season, they're mixing it up a bit. Players can earn points based on their performance at all WPT sanctioned events, from national events to WPT deep stacks, and of course main events. Players from around the world will have the opportunity to compete for the distinction of being named the Ublo WPT Player of the Year. We will track the standings as the season progresses, but now it's time to get back to the final table here at the Bicycle Casino.
Certainly the winner of this event will be the leader of the Player of the Year. And right now that leader is Harry Arvatunian. He is out in front right now. He's got 10.2 million. Mike Eskandari with 8.7.
All right, to the table we go. Mike with ace-8.
Reaching for some raising chips, as you should, I think, in this spot. With blinds and antes being so high.
2 and 4, he's going to make it $1 million to go.
And a snap call with a king-8 by Harry. So right now Mike has him dominated. Ace-8 versus king-8. See the flop. 9-6 deuce rainbow, no help to either player. Harry is checked. And surprisingly, Mike is checked also. He didn't do that often. And a king comes. Whoa. The only card that could allow his opponent to have the best hand appeared on the turn. And Harry slyly checks. $1 million bet by Mike.
Mike going backwards at this point.
Oh boy, he didn't see bet the flop fence, and now he's bet on the turn.
I'm all in.
And his opponent's going all in over the top of him. Oh boy. Just from bad to worse. Now Mike has to give it up. His opponent shows him the king.
Should have bet the flop, that's why I screwed up.
Even he knows he didn't bet the flop, that's where he screwed up. Let the guy catch the king for nothing. And it cost him.
All right, the blind's going up 250, 500.
Bad play, bad play.
Yeah, you give your opponent a free card, they're liable to catch what they're looking for. That's what happened there.
All right, Mike.
All in.
Goes all in with a little pair of deuces.
Call.
Harry, though, with the quality ace-queen, has made the call.
2 deuces for Mike, the ace-queen for Harry.
I got it in good. That's all I can do.
Well, Vince, after all this playing, it's come down to what it usually does, a race. The 2 overcards versus the under pair. Mike Eskandari must win this pot to stay alive, but if he does win it, he'll be the chip leader in the heads-up battle.
Here we go with the flop. It's a king, 7.
7. Put a 7.
So far, the deuce is in front.
Keep it low, baby. Keep it low.
7.
Put a deuce.
Harry looking for an ace, queen, or a 7 to take the lead.
It's not. It's a 10 of diamonds.
Keep it low.
That gives him a straight draw. Now a jack would win it for him as well.
Picture. Monkey.
So an ace, a queen, a jack, a 10, or a 7 will make Harry the Legends of Poker champion.
Can he do it on this card? No, it's a 6 of diamonds.
Well, the ducks are quacking, and so are CBK's fans.
How many million outs did I have? Like the whole deck?
All I can do is to get it in good and don't let him suck out on me. He's done it 3 times.
You don't lose the pocket deuces, huh?
Never. Nobody loses with pocket deuces. Especially CBK.
What did I have? Like 90 outs?
Well, there you go. You win with deuces. You get free massage.
You mean a butt massage, Vince? But Mikey likes it. He's got the chip lead again.
Official.
Good game, Ryan. That's plenty, man.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour, and the all-new Club WPT game on Facebook. Search Club WPT on Facebook and play poker with your friends today.
This is a dream come true. We have finally broken ground and the new hotel will be a reality. Bicycle Casino is known worldwide. We get players that travel in from all over the world. We're looking forward to being able to provide a space that will accommodate them.
Can't wait.
The new hotel will be 7 stories, 100 rooms, includes spectacular suites with lots of great amenities.
The bike is amazing, especially now, a new hotel coming should be the place to play.
Well, Vance, all the players are talking about the new hotel that they're building here at the Bicycle Casino. They can't wait for the next big event here at the bike, including the next Legends of Poker.
It looks great. Make my reservation now. Looks like fun. But let's get back down to the heads-up action here. Mike still has the lead with 10 million. And he's got the button and the action. He's got ace-4. And it looks like he's going to pop in a little raise.
Yeah, just a little mill raise.
I'm all in.
And all in over the top with ace-7 by Harry.
Playing with fire. You're playing with fire.
Mike, he's laying that down.
Well, both players show each other an ace. I'm not sure Harry should have shown Mike that ace.
Good later.
Just going to make him feel better about laying that hand down. He knows he couldn't have the best hand with an ace-4.
Okay, and with that pot now, Harry has 11 million. Mike about 8 million. All right, let's go on with it. Harry, this time with the button, he's got an ace-8 of hearts.
I bet he hasn't even told his wife yet that he played this tournament or is at the final table. He said, I want to surprise her and let her watch it on television.
What a surprise this will be.
How can he hide all that money till then?
He's got to raise it to 1.2 with ace-8. Mike behind him with an ace. Let's take a look. Ace-7.
All in.
And he's going to go all in.
Well, he's going all in with his ace-7, exactly as Harry did the last hand.
I call.
But Harry's making the call this time, and he's got him dominated.
All right, ace-8 versus ace-7.
Same hand. Oh, ace-7.
Well, you wish it was the same hand, but what you really wish for is all big cards to come up where you can split this pot.
Hold it one time.
Come on, one time.
Both players saying one time. It could be one time for one of them, that's for sure.
Can Mike hit a 7? No. Jack-3 deuce on the flop.
Club.
Not good for Mike.
Put a club then.
Just put an 8. End it. 8.
8 of diamonds and
8 a club for the sweat.
Now he's probably going to have to hit 2 running clubs or a 7 to win.
Can Mike get out of this? A 10 of diamonds. Not good for Mike. Harry out in front. 1 card away from the championship,
over.
Mike.
Mike needs a 7 to win the pot, a deuce or a 3 to split the pot. Nothing else will do.
Going to the river. Can Harry become the next legend of poker here at the bike?
Look for more jumps, Vince. Look for more jumps.
He's done it.
There they are.
Crowd erupting. Harry Aratunian, the local, is our champion.
Good game.
And he's still jumping, Vince, and why not?
What can I do?
Well, that's going to do it. Harry Aratunian has done it. He's won the first WPT event he's ever played. Unbelievable.
It certainly is. Let's go talk to him. But first, let's talk to our runner-up, Mike Eskandari.
Cards were not cooperating as much. He was running pretty good. And every time he was catching his hands and I wasn't catching my cards. Most of the pots that I won, if you see it back on TV, you see it pretty much I win it with absolutely nothing. But I had a great time. I'm happy with the way I played overall, and hopefully I'll be back again.
And now let's talk to the Legends of Poker champion, Harry Aratunian. Harry, you're a non-professional playing in your first ever WPT event, and you won one of the most prestigious poker tournaments in the world, the Legends of Poker. Give us your thoughts right now.
I don't know what's happening. I'm in total shock. My family doesn't know that I was playing. I love you guys all. I won.
In addition to your $576,000, you're going to get a season-ending entry into the WPT World Championship. You're also going to get a customized set of Monster headphones and a beautiful Hublot watch.
It's in a watch. Whoa, yeah.
And in addition to that, you get your name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup.
That was my dream, to have my name on that cup. That was my dream.
Congratulations one more time to our champion. Lynn, back to you.
So there you have it. Harry Aratunian is the season 3 2013 Legends of Poker champion. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. We'll see you next time on the WPT.
You need a U-Haul to take everything home.
Move that on your dashboard.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to the Borgata Poker Open and the World Poker Tour.
Feel like $1 million.
Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. No!
In Atlantic City, out of a sea of poker players, one player will emerge to capture a title and hoist the Champions Cup. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lynn Gilmartin, and tonight we're coming to you from Atlantic City for the World Poker Tour's coverage of the Borgata Poker Open. Now, as a premier poker destination on the East Coast, Borgata consistently plays host to huge fields and even bigger prize pools. And this season, players showed up in force to be named the next WPT champion.
On behalf of everyone at the World Poker Tour, allow me to welcome you to Atlantic City and the Borgata Poker Open. Players, best of luck to all of you in your quest to make it to the final table. Dealers, let's shuffle up and deal.
Players from around the world took their seats at Borgata and settled in for a long day of poker. Some of the tournament regulars took time to stay limber, like Season 12 ones to watch Aaron Massey, WPT champion Will Fiala, and four-time WPT finalist Kurt Kohlberg. The defending champion Anthony Zeno arrived, focused on the task ahead.
I won it last year, so gotta do it again, obviously.
After winning millions of dollars playing poker, 2013 WSOP main event winner Ryan Reese explained why he continues to play.
I love the game, and I really love this stop. Borgata they always crush their guarantees and always put on a really good tournament, so I probably won't be missing this tournament anytime soon.
Season 12 Borgata Poker Classic finalist and newly anointed Bluff Ones to watch, Vlad Mezheretsky, was in the field and keeping his ego in check.
I'm more interested in progressing in life. You know, fame is nice, but it doesn't pay the bills at the end of the day.
While some players were building their stacks, others were not able to make it through the day, including New Jersey poker pro Melissa Burr, Season 12 Player of the Year Mukul Pahuja, and WPT finalist Dan Highmiller. Each would get a second chance at making Day 2 by re-registering on Day 1B. 400 entrants took a shot at the title, with 171 players surviving to play on Day 2. Finishing the day in second place was DraftKings qualifier Andrew Atkinson, but at the top of the chip counts sat Ben Bianco with a monster stack of nearly 400,000.
A couple of full houses at the right time, a couple of donations from players. That's it. One step up. All right, yeah. Awesome, man, thank you. All right, thank you very much.
Also surviving was the reigning Borgata Poker Open champion, who had some advice about making a deep run.
Day 2 is the most important day of all these WPTs by far. Day 1, you can bag 30 or 40 and you're more than fine. On Day 2 is when you have to look at kings sometimes, you know?
As Day 1B got underway, the event centre at Borgata began to fill up with a monster field full of familiar faces, including Season 9 champion Dwight Pilgrim.
When I won that WPT, I feel like that's the greatest accomplishment I've done, because everything else was to set me up for that stage. And that made me go from an upcoming star to a star. So I would say winning that WPT was the best thing that happened in my poker career.
Another champion in the field, albeit from the basketball world, was former NBA star Malik Rose, who was dipping his toes in a new arena.
The last 4 years since retirement, I've been playing more and more and really getting into the science of it. But I just want to play well, make good reads, good laydowns, good calls. If I'm able to place, that'd be sensational.
A strong contingent of female players graced the room, including West Coast player and Bluff Ones to watch, Candace Collins.
There's so many good players on the East Coast. This room is ginormous, and I just look around, I see a ton of pros.
With play winding down, actor and Borgata regular James Woods found himself all in with his tournament life on the line, plus a bit more. James had a pair of queens, but needed to dodge a jack or an ace to survive.
I made a promise to my buddy. I said, if I don't make it to the end of today, I'm never playing poker again. I'm so fed up. No way.
No jack, no jack. Yeah!
Fortunately, James faded his opponent's outs and lived to play another day.
It was one of the most crucifying days of poker I have ever had in my life.
There you go. That's what it is.
I'm thrilled. I want to win the tournament. I'm not kidding you.
826 entrants registered on day 1B, bringing the total to 1,226. Good for the fourth largest field in WPT history. Vancouver-based poker player Darlene Lee ended the day as chip leader with over $254,000.
My first table was really tough and I couldn't get any cards, but when I moved to the second table, I doubled up with King Jack and then smooth sailing from there.
606 surviving players from the 2 day 1 fights took their seats on day 2, ready to battle it out for the nearly $4 million prize pool. Only 120 of them would make it to the money, with the eventual champion taking home the title and over $843,000.
Should lead by the end of the day, because I'm the T-Meister.
Despite the support of the Royal Flush girls and his lucky shirt, WPT finalist John Gordon was eliminated early in the day, one of the many players who saw their hopes of a title disappear.
The girls come up and rub my head. I thought I was going to do good, and it didn't work out.
One emerging player during the day was Minnesota poker pro Blake Bond, who had amassed a monster stack and even gained a new fan, Kurt Kohlberg.
Has just been named by Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten Player of the Century.
Holding his own on day 2 was basketball commentator Malik Rose, who had doubled his starting stack.
Got lucky on a couple hands, so I get to stay here a little longer.
Players failing to make it through the day included WPT champion Will the Thrill Fiala, 2-time WPT finalist Matt Stout, and Season 9 Borgata Poker Open champion Dwight Pilgrim.
They got me. Name of the game, on to the next one.
When the day ended, 150 players were left standing, with several familiar names at the top of the chip counts. Season 12 Player of the Year Mukul Pahuja was in 5th place, Season 10 Borgata Poker Open finalist Darren Elias in 4th, and Bluff Ones to Watch Justin Zaki in 3rd. But at the top of the counts with a huge chip lead sat Blake Bond with over $807,000.
I put in a lot of hard work the past couple of years, and my results are showing that, and I'm looking forward to day 3 tomorrow.
As a new day dawned in the Garden State, the remaining players in the Borgata Poker Open took their seats, with the money bubble quickly approaching.
I'm gonna try not to get too overly confident or excited, chill out a bit.
While Bluff Ones to Watch Candace Collins had a healthy stack of over $300,000, some of the shorter stacks, like Mike Sexton, were taking a different approach.
I've been about last at the end of day 1, about last at the end of day 2, but still in the race, so who knows? May double up and get back in the hunt.
One of the early knockouts of the day was NBA star Malik Rose, whose river bluff was called by poker pro Aaron Overton, sending the former basketball champion to the showers, just missing the money.
I mean, it's okay to go out for me, I think, but just the way I played that hand, I keep replaying it over and over, and stupid, especially at this stage of the tournament.
Season 10 Borgata champion Bobby Aboudi was having a good day despite playing at the same table as his good friend, Bluff Ones to Watch Justin Zaki.
Me personally, I really don't like playing as my friends at all. I feel like dirty bluffing them. But
there's no soft playing. We're friends, everybody here, so we just play our game. Whatever happens, happens. No hard feelings.
Right.
When Scott Masters busted Tom Dobrilovic in 121st place, the money bubble was burst and the rest of the players in the room were in the money.
So this is how we act after we cash.
It feels good, man. It's my second cash.
As the room celebrated the bubble bursting, there was one chair empty. End of day chip leader Blake Bond had fallen ill and had to leave the tournament floor.
Became sweaty and felt very faint.
Fortunately for Blake, he avoided a trip to the hospital, and after a short rest, he was ready to continue. With everyone in the money, play opened up and the bust-outs began to pile up.
Maybe I'll run better next time. I'll get him in Jacksonville.
Bluff Ones to Watch Candace Collins was knocked out in 106th place by fellow Bluff Ones to Watch Jose Serratos when her ace-king of clubs failed to improve against his pocket aces. She was joined at the payout line by Season 12 Player of the Year, Mukul Pahuja. And sliding as far as he could on barbed wire, Mike Sexton's run ended in 85th place.
Could have been worse. Anytime you cash, you can't complain.
As the ranks began to thin out, one player was playing a good game and talking a good game to a regular, Jean Prince Gaspard.
The day one, I'm charging my phone. There was 1,200 people walk in, and I kept saying to them, thank you for coming, thank you for coming, thank you for coming.
Prince's monster stack continued to grow after knocking out Day 1B chip leader Darlene Lee in 66th place and New Jersey poker pro Jamie Kerstetter in 52nd place. When play ended for the night, the remaining players bagged their chips and would return on day 4. Prince was the massive chip leader with almost 5.5 million in chips, nearly twice that of second place finisher Blake Bond. Despite his earlier medical timeout, Blake was still able to amass a huge stack of over 2.9 million. 31 players remained at the end of day 3, including Season 10 Borgata Poker Open champion Bobby Abudi. Will he be able to make another final table here at Borgata? Find out when we return.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour, and the all-new Club WPT game on Facebook. Search Club WPT on Facebook and play poker with your friends today.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour's coverage of the Borgata Poker Open. As day 4 began, 31 players remained, all vying for the 6 seats at the final table. And Royal Flush girl Ivy Tevez spoke with chip leader Jean Gaspard about his royal nickname.
So you are known as the Prince,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So tell me about that name.
A long time ago, we were in the basketball court. I was telling my friend before the game started what I'm going to do to a guy. And I did exactly what I did, and I dunked on the guy. So after that, they said, from next time on, we're going to call you the Prince.
Not satisfied with just being the Prince, Gaspard was looking to be crowned king of the Season 13 Borgata Poker Open. To do so, he would have to defeat a strong field that included 2 WPT champions, as well as several players who had previously made WPT final tables. Competition was fierce, and one of the first players to end the day was poker pro Matt Glantz, who busted in 30th place. In one of the biggest pots of the day, poker pro Darren Elias called the all-in bet of chip leader Prince Gaspard and saw his pocket kings dominated by Prince's pocket aces. But after spiking a king on the flop, Darren took the lead and doubled through Prince to become the chip leader. After winning the monster pot, the Season 10 Borgata Poker Open finalist gave his thoughts on what it would take to make another Borgata final table.
A lot of patience, I think. It'll be a long day, and gotta pick your spots. Winning kings and aces helps too.
Also climbing up the chip standings was Philadelphia poker pro Kane Callis. Kane knocked out several players, including Joseph Galazzo in 24th place and Daniel Weinman in 20th place, sending his chip stack north of 3.6 million. Bluff ones to watch Justin Zaki was poised to double up, holding pocket aces when he was called by Darren Elias, who held ace-king offsuit. But after flopping a straight draw and a flush draw, Darren hit a queen on the river to complete his straight and send Justin home in 17th place. Aces have not been kind to Justin. Back in Season 9, he actually suffered a similar beat at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Showdown final table.
Really tough luck right there for Justin Zaki.
It's the way it goes for me deep in these tournaments all the time. All I gotta do is keep playing, keep grinding, put myself in the same spot, and I know good things are gonna happen eventually.
After cracking aces for the second time, Darren also ended the run of former Borgata Poker Open champion Bobby Abudi in 12th place.
I was really looking forward to trying to be the first person to win the same event twice.
Scott Matt then hit the rail in 11th place, and the final 10 players combined to one table. There, they began a 7-hour battle, which saw the chip lead pass between several players, until finally Kane Callis, holding pocket queens, knocked out Prince in 7th place. A tough end to an epic run.
Today was one of them rough days. Couldn't get nothing to happen. For like 8 hours, I could make a pair. Like, I tried my best. I did all I could. The cards just weren't there.
With Prince's exit, the final 6 was set.
Kane Callis had a huge chip lead with over 14 million, but would face a tough table of seasoned players, including former Borgata finalist Darren Elias.
And now for more analysis on our final 6 players, we turn to our very own Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Gentlemen, how do you size up tonight's competition?
Well, Lynn, the first thing that jumps out at me is that 5 out of 6 of these guys are at a WPT final table for the first time ever. Only Darren Elias in C3 has been here before this, his 3rd WPT final table. We've got age equality, 2 guys in their 20s, 2 in their 30s, 2 in their 40s at this final table, but I predict youth prevails once again on the World Poker Tour, as the 2 guys in the 20s are the chip leaders, led by the youngest guy at the table, the always entertaining Kane Callis from Philadelphia.
He is the beast at the table. He's the massive chip leader, and he's also, like you said, a very entertaining guy. He loves opera. He loves broadcasting. His father was one of the most famous broadcasters in Philadelphia history for baseball, Harry Callis, of course, so he will be fun to watch. But you got 5 other guys, Mike, here that really want to take down this title here at Borgata in Atlantic City, where the saltwater taffy meets the cash.
Thanks, guys. And just before the players took their seats, we grabbed a quick word with returning Borgata Poker Open finalist Darren Elias.
I'm excited. It's incredible to have another opportunity to play the same tournament and second chance to win. So hopefully I can do better. It's tough. There's a lot of good players. Kane has a big chip lead, and I just played with him yesterday. It's the first time I played with him, but he was aggressive and seemed to know what he was doing. So he's definitely going to be a problem.
So will Darren take care of unfinished business here tonight? Or will chip leader Kane Callis sing his way to the title? Action is about to get underway, so let's check the chip counts and get down to the table.
Well, there we see the Skrill chip count. Kane Callis from Philadelphia well out in front with over 14 million in chips. Darren Elias with 8 million, and Blake Bond in 3rd place with 7.7 million.
There you can see first place prize, $843,000 here tonight at Borgata. Here we go.
Well, there's a beautiful Hublot watch that our champion gets as well.
That's right.
In addition to all that money.
The antes are $20,000. Blinds, $81.60. Ray Cartoumi, quick fold by him out of Spring, Texas. Now Darren Elias from Cherry Hill, he won't play. Into Blake Bond from Minneapolis, 42 years old. He's got ace-4. Seems to like it, Mike.
Yeah, Blake has 1.7 million in career earnings. 2nd in Minnesota in career earnings to only Lyle Berman, Vince, Hall of Famer. Guy that funded the World Poker Tour and helped get it going.
Well, Blake has made it 360. Jose Serratos out. And now Aaron Overton also with an ace-4. He's a local. He won't play. Into the chip leader, Kane Callis.
Well, Kane has a junk hand, a jack-4 offsuit. He is going to play this. Pot calls 200,000 more with this lousy hand out of position. Now, we know he's an aggressive player, but is this taking it a step too far?
Kane, can he get lucky? No, not there. Ace, 8, 6. Aces for Blake Bond. Kane's going to check. And Blake Bond, poker professional. He's got to like his aces. He's going to bet it. 425 into the chip leader, and Kane has had enough. He's going to muck the hand.
All right, so Blake Bond, former college baseball pitcher, taking down the first pot, trying to hit a home run tonight. Can he do it?
We are just getting started. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
What if there was a place where over $1 million in cash prizes and WPT entries were given away every year? Well, there is, and it's only a click away. Join clubwpt.com today and win a share of over $1 million every year.
I'm the Ginger Ninja, and I'm the guy to beat at this final table.
I'm competitive. I was a college athlete, played college baseball. I'm motivated almost by fear, too, because I don't want to let my family down or myself down.
I love WPT. Winning WPT championship means everything to me. I always want to put my name in the cup.
I felt very good coming into the final table. The deeper the stacks, the more pressure I'm going to be able to put on my opponents, the better I'm going to be able to play. Hopefully I can get in there going in as chip leader and close it out today.
There's a lot of great players at the table, and I can admit I'm the underdog. I think I wanted more than anybody at that table.
You don't get second chances very often in poker, so to be at the final table again in the same tournament, it would be huge to win.
We are back on the World Poker Tour at Borgata. 6 players battling for a huge championship here tonight.
Kane Callis still out in front with 13.6 million. Blake Bond in second place with 8.2, and Darren Elias in third place right now with over 7 million.
And action going to Darren.
Darren Elias, one of the most respected pros on tour, made the final table here at Borgata back in season 10. He's back again.
Quick fold by him. And now Blake Bond again with ace-9.
And he's going to raise it up again. Won the last spot raising with ace high. We'll try it again.
Jose out. And now Aaron Overton from Philadelphia.
Calls himself the Ginger Ninja.
Sorry to hear it. He goes out. Kane, our chip leader, not going to play this hand.
Ray Khartoumi, businessman from Spring, Texas, loves the World Poker Tour. He actually finished 13th in the WPT Championship here a year ago, so he loves Borgata as well.
He's a granite dealer, plays poker as a hobby.
What do you do now with the ace-7 offsuit? He gives it up. Good laydown by him. And Blake taking down his second consecutive pot here, so off to a real good start. Sits in second chip position now.
Oh, and look, everybody's having fun at the Monster Bar. All right, back to the action.
Action on Blake.
This time with a nothing hand. Won't play that mess into Jose Serratos.
Yeah, he's one of Bluff's ones to watch here this season on the World Poker Tour.
He won't play. Back on Aaron, Ginger Ninja. As you said, he likes to call himself, won't play that mess. Kane Callis now, the chip leader with an attractive king jack of diamonds.
Yep, gonna raise it on the button here.
He's gonna make it a total of 380 to go. Back on Ray, the Granite Man, and he will fold it. Okay, so on to Darren. Let's see what he has in the DraftKings hold cam. An interesting Jack 8 of clubs.
Well, Vince, Darren and Kane, by far the 2 youngest players at this table, the 2 most feared players at this table, and the 2 players many expect to play heads up for the title are now going to get involved right here.
Yep.
As Darren makes the call.
And the flop is a king 10-9. Callis hitting kings.
Well, Darren has the open-end straight draw. As you can see, he checks. Kane well out in front right now.
With the kings and a straight draw. Kane bets 580. Darren.
They're going to make the call with the open-end straight draw.
On to the turn. And the turn card is a queen of clubs. Wow. Look at that.
The dream card for Darren Elias. Not only does he have a straight, he has a straight flush draw. He checks it.
And Kane, of course, hitting the straight as well.
Both players have the same straight. But Darren on the jelly roll, as we say.
Kane Callis, 25 years old, making a nice bet. Close to 1.1 million with the straight.
Now, Vince, if you're sitting in Darren's seat, you know how aggressive this guy is. Yes, it's possible he could have an ace-jack, where if you raise it, you go all in and you go out if you don't hit your flush. But on the other hand, if you just call here, maybe he doesn't put you on a straight, maybe he'll bluff at the river as well. And that's what Darren is doing. He is just calling, not raising in this situation, which surprised me a little bit. I would think with a straight flush draw, you're going to hit it here.
Well, let's see if he does hit it. Down to the river we go. Can Darren get lucky? No, it's an 8.
Well, as the cards lie, this is going to be a split pot. Darren is checking, not only because he's fearful of an ace-jack, but also he wants to give his opponent an opportunity to bluff at this pot if he doesn't have the straight. Now, we see Kane has it. We know it's going to be a split pot. Whatever Kane bets is going to get called by Darren. So this is definitely going to be a split pot, but it's fun to bet when you have a straight here.
Well, Kane is going to bet close to 2.4 million, and there's the insta call with the straight, and they both realize now nothing ventured, nothing gained.
No emotion shown by either player, as you can see. Just business as usual.
Chip and chop it up. Moving on. 2 great young players battling here.
Well, Darren, certainly one of the most highly respected pros on tour. There you see his wife, Judy, in the house tonight. They live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, so New Jersey people trying to win here at Borgata.
Okay, on to the next hand. A couple folds around to Kane Callis, who picks up the weapons of mass destruction, the pair of aces.
Wow. Vince, all these guys think he's the most aggressive player at the table, which he has been. And now all of a sudden he picks up the big Duke, 2 aces. And right behind him, Ray Khartoumi picks up an ace-jack offsuit. So many times it would be the best hand against Kane in this situation. Ray on the short stack at this table. Vince.
He might fall into the trap.
I think you have to raise here with this hand. I really do. It's just going to be unfortunate for him. Kane's got 2 aces, but...
All in.
Oh, boy, he's done it.
You can't blame him for doing it. Up against the most aggressive player. You're on the short stack. You pick up ace-jack on the button. You're just going to ship it here.
Yeah, Darren out.
Well, Blake just sitting back here.
Oh, yep.
Just didn't realize he even had a hand.
And there's the insta call by Kane, of course, with the aces. Tough play for Ray.
Oh, boy. Ray Khartoumi, imports granted. He's a businessman, plays poker for a hobby. And Vince, right now, you got to say he's between a rock and a hard place. Wow.
Oh, yeah, he could lose all his tile right here, Mike.
He's been playing poker for 8 years, and right now I think he may need his biggest draw out ever in 8 years to stay alive here.
Kane Callis, the chip leader, in a great dominant position, ready to crush his opponent. Here come the flop.
Well, a jack on the flop.
Okay.
So Ray in the hunt here if he catches a jack.
Always a sweat.
It's never easy, is it?
Ray has jacks.
Ray with a little hope. Let's go to the turn. Not gonna work for Ray there. 5 of hearts.
So we are down to the river. Ray knows he needs a jack to stay alive. He gets up.
River card at Borgata. Will Ray get lucky?
Let's see the river.
Here it comes.
It's a deuce. So that's going to do it for Ray Khartoumi from Spring, Texas. Vince, the guy finished 13th in the WPT World Championship here last year. The first event for Borgata this season. Gets to the final table again. Quite a showing.
That is Ray from Spring, Texas, springing off the table. Gonna take home $174,000. Let's go see what he has to say.
I was short stack, and I ran to really big hand, and doesn't hold up. So I'm very proud to make it that far, and I'm happy to be here in the final table, WPT.
Ray Khartoumi hits the bricks early in 6th place. Stay tuned for more action from Atlantic City and the Borgata Poker Open.
I really like playing in Borgata. Great tournaments, good satellites, and always great value. I think you get a lot of wild players at the Borgata.
Real champion! Perfect game.
It's just one of the better casinos that I've been to that if you didn't want to leave, you don't need to. Their spa is great, the restaurants are great, the gaming is great.
The poker room is nice and open. You know, it feels majestic to be playing poker at the Borgata. It's just an iconic part of Atlantic City.
We are back at Borgata here on the World Poker Tour. As you can see, Kane Callis, 15 million in chips.
Yeah, Blake Bond in 2nd place, Darren Elias in 3rd place. And Vince, I believe all players would echo those sentiments about why they like Borgata. Just a fantastic property. They run great poker tournaments here, have a great poker room, restaurants, just phenomenal. Everybody loves it here.
All right, action on the Ginger Ninja. He calls himself Aaron Overton. He has a King Jack. He is going to make it 350 to go, it looks like. Next on to Kane, and Kane has done it again. He's got aces again, Mike.
Just unbelievable. You're supposed to pick up 2 aces once every 220 deals on average. Kane has got them in back-to-back hands.
Thinking of how to play it this time.
I think you're going to make a small 3-bet with him for sure. That's what he's done. $755,000 to bet. Darren Elias out.
Yes, and now it's on Blake, and look at this. He's got queens. What a horrible time to get them.
Oh, boy. The baseball pitcher could get a sore arm here, Vince, if he's not careful.
Oh, whoa.
Well, he is reaching for big raising chips.
Yes.
Blake has 3 raised.
Gonna go over 3 million.
Wow. Remember, Blake is in 2nd chip position, but the chip leader has 2 aces.
Just a stacked hand. Cold decked. It's Jose going out. Aaron out, of course. And now back on the man with the hand, the pair of aces. Kane Callis from Philadelphia, 25 years old.
I'm all in.
And he's going to go push all in. A quick call.
All in and called, and ace again. Blake can't believe it. He saw the guy have aces the last hand. He's got them again. And what a pot this is. The two chip leaders are playing this pot. If Blake wins this pot, it'd be a massive chip leader.
I have both suits open.
Well, Blake trying to find a positive there. Says he's got both suits open. In other words, spades or hearts would give him a flush. But he needs a lot of help to win this pot.
My suits are open, so I should be fine.
Oh, he's staying positive, but he is sick inside. Here come the first three.
Whoa. Wow. 10-9-8. Everybody wows. That gives Blake 4 more outs. A jack would give him a straight.
Oh, it could get very painful in this room shortly.
Blake is smiling here because he knows opportunity is knocking now.
Here we go with 4th Street.
It's a 9, so we're down to the river. Blake must catch a jack or a queen, or he's going to be our 5th place finisher.
Huge river card about to appear.
Will the ump call him out? That's the question.
River card.
It's an ace. Ace is full for Kane. He is going to take down that pot. That's going to do it for Blake from Shakopee, Minnesota. And he is shocked, Vince, that Kane can be so lucky that many times in a row.
Yeah, that's right. It's a big effort by him. He is stunned right now, like you said, but he will take home $213,000 and a bad beat story. Let's go see what he has to say. Oh, boy.
You know, the reason I made a big re-raise there is I wanted to look a little bit bluffy, like I might have, you know, 9s or 10s, and he might re-raise with the chip lead there to try to move me off with the short stack. And I knew what the amount of chips I was putting in, I was always calling. You know, he had aces, and I bricked out. So obviously disappointed, but, you know, I'm sure there'll be more for me to come.
Well, Blake, you don't have to explain anything. Brutal excitement here at Borgata as 4 players remain.
Kane Callis, a monstrous chip lead with over 24 million in chips. And Vince, Kane once bowled a 299. In the last 2 hands, he was perfect with 2 aces, knocked out 2 players. We're down to 4.
All right, back to the table. Darren Elias going to raise with ace-3. Jose out of Detroit, won't play. Aaron Overton now. Aaron's going to look at an 8-7.
And it goes out.
And now our chip leader, Kane, crushing this table so far tonight.
He's got the 6-7, Vince. He's got a gazillion chips, so you're going to make a call and see a flop here.
Yes, he can afford to speculate, and he does so.
These are the 2 chip leaders, the 2 young guns, the 2 guys most people expect to play heads up for the title. Let's see if it'll happen, but no help on the flop to either player there as it comes queen 10-8 offsuit and it goes check, check.
Yeah, Darren with no continuation bet going to the turn, pairs the board with a 10. Kane's going to check it again.
Now Darren, as you can see, has the nut flush draw, but you hate to bet and then get check raised because then you don't know what to do with it. The board's paired out there, but
he's got over 8 million though, Mike. He can afford to.
Well, he's not a timid player, Vince. He's going to bet in that spot.
And he does so.
And takes down the pot.
He's getting warmed up. We're coming back. 4 players remain here on the World Poker Tour. This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
We're back with more WPT coverage of the Borgata Poker Open.
Well, Mike, how great is it that season after season, so many players are drawn to Borgata to take a shot at this title?
Well, it's a terrific event, Vince. As you know, I played in this tournament again, but how about the guys who won their seat into this event by playing on ClubWPT.com? Both Gregory Thomas from San Antonio, Texas, and Carlos Rosendo from San Francisco, California, had a terrific time here at Borgata. Not only did they get to play world-class poker, but they got to spend time with the Royal Flush girls and an NBA world champion.
That is true. It's very awesome, and our viewers should know that they too can have a shot at winning a Club WPT VIP experience just like Gregory and Carlos by joining ClubWPT.com. They play for your share of $100,000 in cash and prizes each month, including seats into WPT main events. Check it out at ClubWPT.com. Sign up today and never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, back to the action here. Kane Callis, you can see well out in front, 24 million. Darren Elias with 8.7 million. Aaron and Jose on short stacks right now. They've got their work cut out for them.
All right, we're battling on the Atlantic City coastline at the beautiful Borgata. Action on Kane. He's got ace-9. His father, one of the most famous baseball announcers of all time. That, of course, was Harry Callis. He has raised into Darren, and Darren's got king-10.
Not the strongest of hands to get involved with, but Darren Elias is just not afraid to play pots either. And he makes the call.
Into Jose, who hasn't had many hands. He'll fold that. Aaron goes out. So two-handed action between the two chip leaders, Kane and Darren. And here is the flop. It's at 8-4-4. Helps neither player.
See if Kane will make the continuation bet. He didn't do it the last time.
Kane, a very talented poker player, but also a great singer, classically trained.
Yeah, looking to go into broadcasting like his dad and his brother.
But loves poker, moved to Costa Rica, played online poker down there, and now he is showing off here in his hometown with this tonight. And he is going to make the continuation bet, 790.
Vince, I got to tell you, Kane and Darren both, just two super nice guys, as well as terrific poker players.
Darren, of course, thinking this through. Great racquetball player. Said nope, he's had enough.
Well, Will the Thrill always thought he was the best racquetball player out on the poker tour, but he met his match when he fussed with Darren.
That's right. Will said that Darren has the edge on him.
And Will doesn't say that often.
No.
As you found out when you played him in racquetball.
Will says a lot, though. We'll give him that. I was getting to him, though.
All right. Back to the next hand. Yeah. Jose out.
Aaron Overton this time with a king-10 with the button.
Now, most players would raise on the button with that hand. Aaron just opting just to sit out and see what happens here. Watching the action. Throws it away. Kane with a 6-4 offsuit in the small blind, meaning he's out of position here. He is going to raise it, folks, so it just shows you he doesn't have to have two aces to play pots. This guy raises with a 6-4 offsuit.
And Darren with a decent ace-4.
Now, Darren Elias will not be pushed around by any poker player, Vince, especially a guy with a massive chip lead with 4 players left. So
he's got a nickname, the End Boss.
Well, Vince, the former main event winner of the World Series of Poker, Greg Merson, is actually the guy that gave Darren the nickname, the End Boss. So it shows you how much respect that Darren gets from everybody in the poker world.
And he's the End Boss is going to make this call, Mike. And we are flopping. It is an 8-8 king. Helps neither player. And now Kane, who did the raising before the flop, he's going to check.
Well, no continuation bet by him.
He's got a lot of fear of Darren. And Darren, is that an opening? The guy has yielded to you. What do you do? And Mike, like your old friend Amarillo Slim, the great poker player, used to say, if they're a checking, I'm a betting. And that's exactly what Darren's doing. And he will take down this pot with nothing.
Well, Darren would have had to read about that. He's too young to know Amarillo Slim, I think.
Pair draw.
And we have 4 players battling for the Borgata Poker Open here in Atlantic City. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us. We are back at Borgata, where everything is coming up aces for Kane Callis in the monster hand of the day.
You said it, Vince. More like monster hands. Because Ray was sent to the rail in 6th place when Kane held pocket aces. Then in the very next hand, he tabled pocket aces again to Bus Blake in 5th place.
That's right. Now, if you ask me, it seems like Kane sure has an ace up his sleeve tonight. He knocked out the first 2 players of the final table and growing his monster chip stack to over 24 million. All right, 4 players remain here at Borgata Poker Open. And as you can see, Kane Callis, the very talented opera singer, broadcaster, poker player, is a massive chip leader with 24 million.
Darren Elias with 8.8 million. The other 2 guys on short stacks only have about 12 big blinds.
All right, action on Aaron. A quick fold by him. Now Kane Callis with just a 10-6 of hearts. But he is going to stay aggressive, and he's going to raise this. Makes it 320 to go.
Well, Darren's the guy not afraid to play with him, but this hand is complete junk, has to give it up.
Into Jose from Detroit, and he's got a king-9, and he wants no part of it. He folds. So once again, Kane with a nothing hand, going to take the pot. That's always delightful. Kane Callis, very impressive here tonight.
My father was pretty successful as a sportscaster. The way that he approached his career, it really instilled in me this idea that, you know, whatever you want to do, you can do it. I've already been very successful as a high-stakes poker professional. Doing great. However, having success as a broadcaster is the most important thing to me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WPT. I'm Kane Callis, and pretty soon you're going to be seeing me at the final table. Hopefully, you'll be seeing me win the event. Mike and Vince, watch out. I'm gunning for you.
Oh, Kane, please don't come take our jobs. I mean, go to baseball.
Yeah, love that voice, though. What a beautiful voice.
Oh, fantastic. You know, he sang the national anthem numerous times at the Philadelphia games. The guy is really incredibly talented, no doubt about it, on and off the field.
Great personality. All right, it's on Kane again. This time, a nothing hand, and he actually folds. Alert the media. Now on to Darren, who's got a nothing 7 deuce of diamonds.
We're just going to raise on the button because these two other guys have been playing so tight. They're both on short stacks, so why not try to steal their blinds?
And now Jose with ace-8, finally going to take a plunge, says all in.
Jose, can you see all your chips in the pot? Yes.
Darren out.
1.2.
Back on Darren.
Count.
Oh, it's over 900,000 more to call. I just can't imagine he's going to make a call with a 7 deuce.
You're ahead.
I know.
Jose from Detroit, sweating it out.
We need it.
He'd like the action now, but he's not going to get it.
You'll take the fold, right? You'll take the fold.
Huh?
You'll take the fold.
I don't know.
Jose wants to watch. Could be an up-and-coming player, certainly. Very impressive debut on the World Poker Tour here.
Yeah, he says he loves the WPT, watches all the episodes.
What I'm impressed with, Vince, is he actually went online and asked people if they wanted to invest in him in this championship event. He sold shares of himself 60% to online investors, and they are getting rewarded for his efforts this week.
All right, Andes are going up to 25,000. Blinds are 1 in 200. Quick fold by Darren.
Mullen.
And now Jose again going to plunge away. He has gone all in with a king-9 of spades.
Yeah, that's what you have to do when you're on the short stack. He's only got about 8 big blinds, so you have to ship it.
Darren out. And Kane cannot compete with him, so all of a sudden, Jose Serratus warming up. He's got some chips, 4 players battling for the Borgata Poker Open. This is exciting.
Be sure to join us next time for continuing coverage of the Borgata Poker Open. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to Season 13 coverage of the Borgata Poker Open.
Feeling like $1 million.
Oh, it could get very painful in this room shortly.
Now, winning a poker tournament is no easy task, and surviving a field of over 1,200 entrants is even tougher. But now our remaining players are that much closer as the finish line is on the horizon. Welcome back to the WPT's coverage of the Borgata Poker Open. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. It's time to turn to WPT's own marathon men, Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten, for more analysis on this final table. Guys, with 4 players left, describe the fireworks we've seen so far.
Well, and we've seen nothing but big hands so far at this final table. Kane Callis came to the final table as the big chip leader. He picked up aces in back-to-back hands, knocked out 2 players consecutively to build up a massive chip lead.
Lynn, a lot of pain here at Borgata in Atlantic City. That's all I can say. 2 guys out of there. Now we got the big stacks versus the short stacks. I can't wait to see what happens next.
All right, guys, the race for the Borgata Poker Open title is ready to start back up. So let's take a look at the chip counts and get back to the game.
There you see the squirrel chip count. Kane Callis well out in front with over 24 million. Darren Elias in second place with 8.6 million. Jose and Aaron on the short stacks. That's what they're playing for. Winner tonight takes home over 843,000.
That's right, and the antes are going up to 25,000. The blinds are 1 and 200,000. Here we go. Action over to Aaron Overton. Quick fold by him, and now Kane Callis.
Well, Kane, the big chip leader, the most aggressive player at the table, going to raise here with a 10 deuce offsuit.
Just a 10 deuce makes the raise. Now Darren behind him with a pretty interesting Jack 10 of spades.
Well, that's surprising. He's played him with every other hand he's had so far, but opts to lay that one down.
Jose from Detroit with a 9-10.
He's one of Bluff's ones to watch here this season on the World Poker Tour.
So Kane going to stop over these guys with just a 10 deuce.
Well, Kane, the man of the hour, trying to take home that Hublot watch that goes to the champion. And he is a very talented guy. His family, broadcasters extraordinaire in the Major League Baseball world. His dad, Harry Callis, was very famous for the Phillies. His brother, an announcer, broadcast for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's looking to get into professional broadcasting himself, but right now, looking to take down a WPT title.
Come on.
Darren Elias is going all in with his ace high. Now, of course, these 2 others are short stacks, so obviously he's not putting up his whole 8 million, but quick fold by Jose, and Aaron also out.
So Darren Elias, this is his second WPT final table here at Borgata. Made this final table back in season 10, trying to take down his first WPT title.
Now, Mike, season 13 of the World Poker Tour is starting to move into high gear as we travel around the globe. And since we last saw our viewers, the WPT returned to Europe and the Merritt Crystal Cove Casino in Cyprus.
That's right, Vince. And it was Russian pro Alexander Lakov who hoisted a trophy for the 2nd time this season. First, Lakov shipped the WPT National North Cyprus event, only to return to add his name to the WPT Champions Cup at the WPT Merritt Classic North Cyprus.
That is so impressive. Nicely done, Alexander. And for those of you watching at home and want to take your shot at a WPT sanctioned event, log on to WPT.com for a complete tournament schedule. But in the meantime, let's get back to the action here at Borgata.
Well, 4 players left fighting it out for the title. Kane Callis, the youngster from Philadelphia, in a commanding chip lead position at the moment.
Let's go to the felt. Action on Darren Elias.
Darren Elias is one highly respected poker pro, folks, I can tell you.
Got to take a look at his cards. Just a measly 6-5. He goes out.
Action over to Jose. He's got 2 10s. He will be shipping it here, Vince. He is one of the 2 short stacks here.
Come on. He's a ones to watch, and he's going to push all in with the 10s. And Aaron behind him can't compete with a 9-4.
How much is up?
But Kane, it's piqued his interest a little bit. He says, how much will that cost me?
Well, not even Kane is going to play this pot with a Jack 3 offset.
Just don't know, Mike.
I couldn't imagine it.
Oh, yeah, he comes around to his senses, folds the hand. Jose will show the real hand.
And Jose, ones to watch. Could be an up-and-coming player, certainly. Very impressive debut on the World Poker Tour here.
I've been watching the World Poker Tour since I got into poker. I just love the game. It's just a dream come true to be on the final table. It's just surreal. Well, I started playing poker in probably the oddest place, in the penitentiary. I got locked up for narcotics. I did 5 years. It changes your whole life, you know? There's always something to strive for in poker. So I think that's what changed me, and I try to incorporate that a little bit into my life. I wanted to meet a nice girl. I wanted to have a family. After 5 years, I just came out a new man. I'm doing something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm good at, and I can get better at, and it's just so awesome.
Well, eventually you have to admire the fact that he's starting a new life in the poker world, getting his life back together. And loves his poker career, and really loving it this week at the final table.
No doubt. Very honest about going to prison for 5 years. Got out, changed his life, playing some great poker. He's going to muck this hand.
I think this is the first pocket pair I'm going to get.
Over to Aaron Overton, who hasn't had many hands to play.
Yeah, the Ginger Ninja playing very gingerly right now. Well, Kane's in the small blind here with 10-4 hearts.
Yep, he just sees an opportunity opening up again. Everybody folding before him, and he's getting out the raising chips. Yep, 6:25 to go. Okay, it's on to Darren. Let's see what he has in the DraftKings hold cam.
Well, Darren with just the queen 6 of hearts, but he's got position. He's going to make the call. Just not going to let this guy push him around.
So Kane and Darren up to it again. Here comes the flop. It is a king 2-5, but 2 hearts out there, Mike.
Yeah, both players have flopped a flush draw. Darren, as you can see, has the bigger flush draw, but certainly when you raise pre-flop, you're going to bet on this flop when you flop a flush draw.
Well, neither one of them has a pair. And Kane's going to put in $1 million bet. Darren with a big drawing hand, though. He's not going anywhere. He's making this call.
Well, some players may raise in that spot with a flush draw, but Darren opting to just call, wants to see what happens here.
Just love to hit a heart, and he's going to hit a heart. 8 of hearts on the turn. They both have flushes. Oh, this could be heart-wrenching for Kane.
Well, this is just going to be great for Darren Elias. Going to be shocked if he doesn't double up here. Both players have a flush.
Oh, and Kane's going to come up with a bet.
Oh, he's going to bet 1.7 million. Now, if you're sitting in Darren's seat, you figure to have the best hand here. Yes, he could have the ace-high flush. If he's got that, you're going broke anyway. You're never getting away from this hand. The question is, how do you play it? Do you just call, or do you raise in this spot? If you call, your opponent may bluff on the river if he has nothing. So that's one of the reasons you would call instead of raising this spot. But let's see what Darren does.
Yeah, plus Darren has position on Kane. Great time to have position on a person. And he is going to do the right thing. Just calls it. Took his time, gave us a performance. Got to love that.
I don't think how it's going to matter on the river, unless the board pairs. I think all the chips are going in. 10 of clubs on the river.
So Kane with his first opportunity to have things go backwards for him. He's in some spot right now. Smaller flush. Big pot.
I'm all in. Call.
He's going to go all in. A quick insta-call, of course, by Darren.
And it's flush over flush. A cooler, as we say in the industry, and Darren Elias is going to double up here against the chip leader. Huge pot for Darren Elias right there.
There's Darren's family loving this moment.
Darren from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, has a lot of fans in the house.
One of the most amazing hands we've seen on the WPT all season. It has just happened. The 2 chip leaders, flush over flush, with just 3 hearts out there. Just incredible.
Just that quick, we have a new chip leader at this final table. Darren Elias has taken over the chip lead with over 17 million in chips.
And I tell you something, they're both very talented young players. And they got 2 short stacks on their left that are just dribbling around.
It's time to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more poker action. Plus, Tony Dunstan will give us a hand in the raw deal. See who has the DNA to be a monster at the table. Plus, find out how some qualifiers became kings for a day. It's all coming up when we return on the WPT.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
Welcome back to Borgata, where Darren Elias is currently flush with chips, thanks in part to the monster hand of the day.
That is right, Mike. Both Kane Callis and Darren Elias flopped a monster heart flush draw. And both their hearts must have been pounding when an 8 of hearts hits on the turn, filling both their flushes.
Come on. Call.
Yep, but ultimately, it was Kane who suffered heartbreaking defeat when Darren turned over his dominating queen-eye flush to win the monster pot and take the chip lead.
Anything can happen here on the World Poker Tour, and we just saw that with the monster hand of the day. And now, Darren Elias, 17.5 million in chips. He is now the chip leader.
Yeah, Kane Callis, as you can see, has 16 million in chips. The other two guys don't have 8 big blinds apiece.
Yeah, they are hanging in there by dental floss. But action's on Darren. Quick fold by him. Jose with a 7-5 of clubs. Mucks it.
Over to Aaron in the small blind. He's got the queen-8 offsuit.
Oh, he is card dead, this guy. He's got to be very frustrated.
I'll go all in.
Well, he's going all in with it.
Yeah.
Call.
And the snap call by Kane here.
I'm live.
Kane has got ace-jack.
Well, these are the two Philly guys, Vince.
I'm predicting an 8.
And Aaron Overton predicting an 8, he says. Where he wins this pot. He needs help, otherwise he's going to be out in 4th place.
Ace-jack versus
a queen right in the door.
Yeah.
That's better than an 8.
Where's the 8?
I think it's coming. I don't know.
Aaron pleasantly surprised at that flop and a deuce of hearts on the turn.
Well, another good card for Aaron. He has a flush draw now, meaning the ace of hearts doesn't help Kane. So Kane's just got a few outs to win this pot. The two Philly guys both smiling. One's got a lot of chips. One didn't have hardly any, but is about to double up.
Aaron Overton sweating out the river. Here we go. It's an 8. Gives him 2 pair.
You know what's coming.
Well, he was right about the 8. It came on the river, giving him 2 pair and the pot and the double up.
I said there was an 8 coming. I wasn't sure about the queen. I thought the 8 would just be good enough. Yeah, I only needed the 8.
Aaron is an adrenaline junkie.
I went to University of Vermont. I studied snowboarding, poker, and I also attended some business school classes. If I had to choose between a mountain of chips or flying down the mountain on a snowboard, I literally don't know what I would choose because they're both like the most incredible rush and experience you can have in this life. The endorphins and serotonins that just are flowing through your brain when you're just going like 40 miles an hour down a mountain or scooping in like a 10K pot. They're both so pure and mind-blowing. I'm the Ginger Ninja. They're not gonna see me coming.
Yeah, they're not seeing him coming because basically he hasn't played much. Just didn't have many hands tonight, but now he's finally warming up.
Well, Vince looks like a terrific snowboarder. And remember, WPT Player of the Year Joe Sirach is a skateboarder. Maybe those X Games guys should come out and play on the World Poker Tour. Looks like they do good.
They like excitement, and they're gamblers, and that good gamblers, it does pay off in this game. All right, Aaron with a king-9 of diamonds is checking it all out. He's going to push all in.
Count, please.
2.15.
But Kane behind him with a king-jack.
Yeah, it's going to cost him $2 million more to make the call, Vince. You know, even if you think you have him, could be tight.
Yeah, he's going to lay this down.
He doesn't have the number of chips he had a minute ago because he just doubled up this guy, Darren Elias, and Darren has picked up an ace-10. He also has the best hand.
Yeah, so he can afford it.
But do you want to give this guy $2 million more in chips? Tough decision for Darren here. Very borderline, Vince, as to what to do here. The guy hadn't played many hands. He's been playing pretty tight. Just doubled up when he had to. Didn't really have to do it this time. And Darren opts to give it up, so he lays down the best hand.
Yeah, now Jose, let's take a look at his cards. Does he have anything to stick around with? No. Horrible looking 9 deuce. So he's going to go out, and Aaron's going to take back-to-back hands.
Who do you think had a better hand?
Me. You guys don't want to be doubling me up to $4 million, I'll tell you right now.
That's what I was thinking, man.
You don't want to double me up to $4 million.
Can't dub the Redwood.
He's on a little rush. He deserves it. He was stale for a long time. Oh, and look, everybody's having fun over at the Monster Bar.
Well, you're right, Vince, especially our 2 Club WPT qualifiers.
Hi, I'm Carlos Osendo from San Francisco. I'm the Club WPT qualifier. I'm here at the Borgata Hotel for the Borgata Open. So come live the dream just like me. Join Club WPT.
Whoa, well, Carlos sure did make a big splash here at Borgata, no doubt about it.
Oh, you said it, Vince. And if you too would like to live the WPT dream, become a VIP member and enjoy great VIP benefits, play unlimited poker, and have the chance to win a seat at a major WPT event just like Carlos did.
Okay, we're about to start up again. Let's go back down to the felt. Carlos looks like he was having a great time, doesn't he, Mike?
Well, he sure did. Wouldn't you like to be sitting there having drinks with the Royal Flush Girls? All right, Darren Elias out in front, 17.5 million in chips. Kane Callis, second place, 15.2. The other guy still short stack, but still here.
Action on Darren. He's from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 27 years old. We've seen him a couple times at a final table, never taken down a championship. And he'll raise with his ace-9 to 425.
Over to Jose.
Detroit, Jack deuce of clubs. He's folded the hand. And now Aaron, who has a Jack 10.
And he finally picked up a couple small pots and just doesn't want to jeopardize those chips now with this hand, so he gets out. Now Kane Callis looks down at the king 3 of clubs. Likes to see flops, likes to play pots. And once again, the two young guys, the two chip leaders, going to play another pot.
Ace-9 versus King 3, and the flop is a 8-7-4, but there's two clubs out there.
Well, Kane checks the flush draw.
He's got a 4 flush. Darren with just ace-high now.
Yep, going to make the continuation bet, 500,000.
Kane Callis spent some time in Costa Rica for a few years playing online poker. Did quite well, he said. He's a great opera singer, classically trained, great poker player.
Well, Vince, we know he's playing the pot. Just a question if he's going to call or check raise here.
Well, he's got a 4 flush. Well, he is going to raise his mic. 1.6 million back on Darren.
I just don't see Darren getting cute with this hand. Caught no part of that flop. Got check raised.
Now Darren with just a ace-9. He sees the jig is up. He's going to lay down this hand. Kane going to steal it before he has to hit a club.
Well, Vince, as talented as Kane is, on the green felt and off it, I'm still maybe most impressed. The guy bowled 299 once.
All right, 4 players battling for the championship here at Borgata.
You're watching Season 13 of the World Poker Tour.
Borgata is just a terrific hotel. They really run things well. You come in here, it really is a very festive place. The food's great, the service is great, the people are nice, and it's my favorite place to play. Even if I didn't play poker, I'd come here.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 4 of them battled here tonight, and that was actor James Woods. Excellent poker player, played the event, didn't make the money though this time.
No, our good buddy likes to tell bad B stories though, Vince, as you know, but...
He's the king of that.
It's just his nature.
All right, back to the table, a quick fold by Kane, and now Darren Elias. He's the chip leader, he has ace-9 of diamonds.
Yeah, certainly going to raise on the button here.
Yes, he does. Makes it 400. The min raise into Jose Serratos. He's got ace-10 of clubs.
Well, Vince is on the short stack. Just can't imagine he won't ship it with this hand. He's done it. He's gone all in.
Aaron behind him will fold, and Darren with the insta-call. Darren not in a good place. Ace-9, dominated right now by Jose with ace-10.
So great opportunity for Jose to double up here. Get back in the thick of things. Amazing story. Sought investors on the internet for this tournament, Vince. He is thrilled that he has made money for them.
Be nice.
Thrilled he's making money himself as well, I'm sure. But it's just great people who had confidence in this guy and give him an opportunity.
He'd love to double up. Ace-10 versus ace-9, and a 9 hits! Oh!
Well, Jose Serratos disappointed with that flop. He now needs a jack 10 or a 6 to take the lead.
Yep, our ones to watch. Disappointed after that. But he's a dog at this point, and he knows it. He can feel it. And here comes the turn. It's a jack!
He has made a straight on the turn. He gives a fist pump. He can't lose the pot. All he can do is tie it if a 10 comes off. So he has gone from sad to extremely happy in the turn of a card. Well, you're way up against it, and all of a sudden you're free rolling for the win.
Queen of Hearts on the river, so good for Jose.
So just like that, Jose Serratos doubles up. He moves into third chip position.
Way to go, Jose. Mike, this is very exciting.
Well, I wonder if Jose, can you see your name on the Champions Cup?
There's a quick break in the action, so let's take a moment to check the U-Globe WPT Player of the Year standings. Russian pro Alexander Lakov has jumped into the lead after winning both a WPT National and a WPT main event in North Cyprus. But his lead might not be safe. There are many events ahead on the WPT calendar, and cashes are extremely important to each player's point total. We will keep you up to date on all the movements this season, but now let's get back to the table.
All right, nice double up for Jose Serratos.
Yeah, and after Darren lost that last pot, doubling up Jose, Kane Callis now the chip leader again with over 16 million in chips. Darren with 15.2 million. As you can see, Jose in third place with 3.1. Aaron Overton in last place right now with 2.3 million. Here we go.
Action on Darren, the chip leader. Great racquetball player. Third time at the WPT final table, and he will raise with this. Makes it 425 to go. Into Jose. Jose this time with just a king 6.
We're going to lay it down. Aaron, the Ginger Ninja, he goes out.
He's frustrated, can't catch cards here tonight. Now Kane, who has caught cards here tonight, but he also plays cards that he has nothing, and he plays them well.
Well, he's got the 9-8 offsuit here, but costing him the minimum to make the call. He does so. And the flop comes 7-5 deuce. Kane with the gut shot, straight draw, checks.
Yeah, Darren not hitting there. Raise before the flop. And he does what most pros do. You bet after whether you hit or not. It looks like a $500,000. Kane Callis.
Well, Vince, he has not mucked this hand. Now, if you're going to play it, you're certainly not going to call with it. But would he have the moxie to check raise in this spot with no clubs in his hand? Just a gut shot straight. Vince, he is getting out raising chips. He is going to check raise with his hand, and what a perfect time to do it.
He is just betting that Darren has nothing. He's a right with that assumption. He's going to try the bluff.
Over 1.7 million is now the bet. And he put Darren on 2 big cards. That's what he's got. He can't stand the heat. He goes out. What a nice play by Kane Callis right there.
Well, Kane loving that. It's always nice to steal a pot. He is earning the pots tonight. Yes, he's caught the aces a few times. Yes, he's caught the hands. But this is some talent we are watching here this evening.
Don't do it.
All in and call.
He's too good.
All right, good guys.
Take care.
I just called to try to happen this week.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour, and the all-new Club WPT game on Facebook. Search Club WPT on Facebook and play poker with your friends today.
Players Party, sponsored by DraftKings and Skrill.
Well, Vince, I've got to say, it sure is great to see so many players here on the World Poker Tour thanks to one of our sponsors, DraftKings.
That is true. Qualifiers Adam Kapner and Andrew Atkinson got an extra special VIP experience at the DraftKings Player Party. And you talk about being king for a day. These guys got to rub elbows with 3-time Super Bowl champion Rich Seymour.
What a beast, dude. What a beast. That's so awesome, man. Hey, what do you bench?
They got to spend time with the Royal Flush Girls. Now that's what I call a fantasy, Vince. And if you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
There you have it, stealing food.
And we are back here at the Borgata Poker Open. 4 players remain. As you can see, Kane Callis with the chip lead, 17 million.
Yeah, Darren Elias in second place still. The 2 youngest at the table, the 2 guys that are most feared at the table.
Okay, action on the local from Philadelphia, Aaron. Quick fold by him, and now Kane.
Well, Kane, with just the Jack-8 offsuit, going to raise it on the button here. Makes it 400,000 to go. Darren folds.
Our ones to watch, Jose.
That's a good start for him. He looks at an ace-5 offsuit.
I'm all in.
Whoa.
Wow, what a nice all-in bet by Jose here. And I say that because he's up against the chip leader, and he just suspects this guy is just making a button raise, doesn't have that strong a hand. Going to try to move him off of it with this all-in bet.
You win.
And it works.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was more than 2.8.
Well done there by Jose.
Fantastic. Loves the World Poker Tour. Says he watches all the episodes, and tonight he is shining.
I just felt like if I had the chance to play these tournaments, that I could make it to a final table. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my investors. That's God honest truth. It's just awesome to be able to reward their confidence in my game with a nice return on investment.
Well, Jose Serratos and his investors going to get a nice payday today. 4th place pays nearly $260,000. 3rd, 308. 2nd, 500. The winner over 843,000. So Vince, this was a wise investment for those people.
All right, 4-handed poker continues on to the chip leader, Kane Callis from Philadelphia. This time, King Jack of Spades.
Yeah, makes it 400,000 to go. That's the min raise because blinds are 1 in 200,000.
Darren goes out, and now Jose looks down at, well, he's caught another ace, ace-7.
Well, we saw him move all in with ace-5 offsuit a minute ago. This time opts to fold the ace-7 offsuit. So it's just a matter of feeling, timing. Just didn't want to go with it right there.
And now the Daredevil, Aaron, can't catch cards. So he's going to give that up to Kane. And don't forget, Kane's father was Harry Callis. What an announcer he was for the Philadelphia Phillies for 38 years.
Well, there you're looking at James Calderero, WPT champion, sitting with our 6th place finisher, Ray Kartoumi. They are watching to see how this plays out.
And Kane is playing impeccably tonight. This time he's going to get out of the way and folds. Darren, 27-year-old. And you know what? It's amazing. He has over $5 million worldwide earnings.
In online earnings.
That's right.
3? Yeah. 2.9.
And Darren this time has a King 5 of clubs. And he's summing up the table, saying how much could this be? Okay, makes it 400,000 to go.
Darren is one cool customer at the table, Vince. Never shows emotion when he wins a pot, when he loses a pot.
Look at this. Jose, ones to watch, has a pair of 8s.
You're going to watch his chips go in the pot here,
there
and
he
that's
goes.
what's happened.
He's pushed with 8s, like you're supposed to do. Aaron doesn't even want to look at the cards anymore. He's so frustrated of not picking up anything.
Well, he wants to look at him and find a hand once, but he doesn't do it here.
Yeah, it does, and Darren's going to go out. So our ones to watch, Jose Serratos taking down another pot. Well done for the battle at the Borgata Poker Open. Very impressive.
You have to be competitive in this game. You have to want to win. I'm definitely someone that once I know what I want, I try to get it. I do feel when I'm playing my best game, I am really, really confident, and it's just good to know that I can put a little bit of fear in my opponents as well.
And she's going to ship it.
I'm very confident.
Well, Vanessa, one of the most aggressive poker players in the world.
I've been given a lot of opportunities and advantages in life, and I know that a lot of others haven't. When I was younger, you know, I was a little more fiery, and I used to see people on the street getting harassed, and my first reaction was to stand up and fight. And I still have those feelings, but I guess as I've gotten older and learned more, my goal now is to take it to a bigger and more strategic level. For me, going to law school was more of a means to an end. In the last couple of years, there have been a lot more efforts within the poker community to get out there and help the less fortunate, and I hope that it continues to be a trend going forward. It's more about mobilizing people that do have power to go out there and help others in a meaningful way. It's in my DNA to stand up for what's right.
Why just watch the World Poker Tour on TV when you can get in on the game for free?
That's right. Go to clubwpt.com today and see how you can win an entry to a WPT tournament. Clubwpt.com.
Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to the Borgata Poker Open and the WPT.
What a battle we're seeing at the Borgata Poker Open. 4 players remain, Mike.
Yeah, Kane Callis still out in front with nearly 18 million in chips. Darren Elias in second with 12.7, with the 2 short stacks. Jose and Aaron starting to creep up the leaderboard, Vince.
Back down to the felt we go. Total entries, 1,226 entered this event. Down to these 4. Kane with a quick fold.
Action on Darren on the button. Looks down at the deuce 5 of spade. He's been very aggressive thus far at this final table, but here opts to limp in on the button with the deuce 5.
Yep, Jose.
Well, a little shocked by that. He hadn't seen that play yet today. He looks down at a queen 8 offsuit, but a lot of money out there. Going to cost him just $100,000 to make the call so far, and he does it. And now, will Aaron raise here in this spot? That's the question. He's happy he's going to get to see a flop at the least. But he's got the 10-7 of spade.
Not much of a hand.
I think he's happy to see a flop with this hand, Vince, and he is. So we're going to have 3-way action.
Okay, here we go to the flop. It is a Jack 3-7, so Aaron taking the lead with 7s.
Now action on Jose. He checks.
Yep.
Now I would bet middle pair in this spot, Vince. I think you're supposed to, just to see where you're at.
Yep, he's getting the money out. And he will make a little plunge. $275,000.
Now Darren knows that he hadn't made any moves all day, and he's got nothing, so he gets out of the way. As does Jose. So Aaron Overton taking down that pot.
Yep.
Happy to get it.
He's got to be happy to get it. This is Aaron's 3rd WPT cash. There's his girlfriend and his brother.
Vince, we know that many poker players have a lot of talent off the feld as well. Aaron Overton, a top-notch snowboarder. Kane Callis, bowl 299 one time. And Darren Elias, a top-notch racquetball player. Terrific.
They do other things other than just play poker, as you can see.
There's more to life than poker.
Yeah. All right, the blinds are up to 125, 250. And now Aaron hoping to get hot here. Ace deuce.
All in.
Well, Aaron moving all in on the button.
But Kane with the real hand behind him with a pair of jacks. Now he knows he has Darren behind him, so...
Well, he's definitely calling, Vince. It's just a matter if he's going to raise to try to shut Darren out. But if Darren comes over the top of this call, if he does make it, the jacks won't be any good.
Kane Callis.
I call.
Just calling. And Darren will look down and a nothing hand goes out. So there you go. They're going to flip up the cards. You got your ace deuce up against a pair of jacks. 2 guys from Philly, 2 locals, 2 excellent young players.
Well, as the cards lie, Kane about a 70% favorite to win this pot. So Aaron Overton in trouble here. His tournament life on the line. If he doesn't get some help, he'll be our 4th place finisher.
Here it flops.
An ace right in the door. What a flop for the Ginger Ninja. Aaron Overton flopping aces and deuces. Kane has to catch a jack to win the pot, and that's the case. So Kane's a bowler right now. He's looking at the 7-10 split. Can he get it?
Unreal flop. Here comes the turn. Ooh! Flash king. What the heck? So it's the first one's going to count, not the king.
The king will be the next burn card. The king will be the burn card. It will not play in the hand.
Recount.
All right, Kane needs to hit the 7-10 split to knock his man out. Can he do it? Needs a jack. Nothing else will help.
2 outer. We've seen it before, but it's very rare. Must hit a jack to knock out Aaron.
How tilted I would have been if that card was a jack?
Yeah.
The 7-10 splits are rare too, Vince, but they happen once in a while. Aaron holding his breath.
Oh, no!
Oh! It is a jack! Unbelievable. Aaron getting knocked out by a 2-outer on the river. Well, we were talking about the 7-10 split, Vince. There it was. The great bowler, Kane Callis, does it right there to eliminate Aaron Overton from this tournament. Wow. Vince, once you spike the ace on the flop, you've got dreams of having $6 million in chips. Just like that, you're hitting the rail.
It's just a miracle card. He has done it. Kane has knocked out his buddy, Aaron Overton. Aaron will take home some big money and a horrible shocker on the river. He'll take home $259,000. This is incredible. Let's go talk to the man. You got to feel for him.
Definitely wanted to like accumulate some chips and try to make a run and win this thing. So I was going to play aggressively there when I had the same chip stack as Jose. I'm extremely happy to make it this far. It's been awesome to be a part of this WPT final table. It's a really cool experience. Pretty sweet. Yeah.
Well, it seemed like a sure thing, but Aaron Overton leaves us in 4th place with that dramatic river. Who has what it takes to finish strong? Find out when we return on the WPT. Welcome back to Atlantic City and the Borgata Poker Open. Being on the East Coast, one thing I've noticed is that people here are straight shooters and call it like they see it. Much like our own Tony Dunst in this edition of The Raw Deal.
For many years, the subject of backing has been a rarely addressed taboo. The reality is, there's nothing nefarious about it, but it was a subject sensitive enough that poker media outlets weren't looking to broadcast how pervasive it is throughout the industry. Now then, what the hell do I mean by backing? In poker, the word backing is synonymous with the words staking and investing. Poker tournaments are high-variance investments, and it's sensible bankroll management for many players to reduce their exposure to those kind of investments. This can be done by finding a backer who makes a long-term investment in your tournaments, or by selling shares in each tournament to a variety of investors. Tonight at Borgata, Jose Serratos provides us a prime example of the backing system at work. Prior to a poker trip, a player such as Jose will make a post on an online poker forum, advertising what tournaments he's going to play and the cost of each share. If they're interested, the other members buy shares by posting the percentage they want to reserve. When the player runs out of action to sell, he says that he's sold out and then arranges for payment through a bank transfer or an online site. And if the players know each other well, they'll agree to the deal with a handshake or a text message. Without the ability to sell shares of himself, Jose may have never entered this tournament, and he's been candid about that through his time at Borgata.
Thanks to people who invest in me, I'm allowed to play these prestigious events that I couldn't do on my own.
Backing helps support the broader poker economy and allows countless players access to games they couldn't otherwise afford. I've been backed several times myself and regularly sell action in my tournaments. I don't think backing is a subject that should be treated as a taboo, but I do think privacy and discretion are important. Now the remaining question is, how much return will Jose and his backers make from this tournament's investment?
Well, it's going to be a nice return, Tony, because he's taking home at least $308,000. That's if he finishes in 3rd place, of course, nearly 100 times his investment in this tournament. His backers very happy this week, Vince.
Oh, it's great to see. It's a fairy tale come true. Can he close here tonight? Back to this hand. Kane picking up 7s with the button.
Yep, going to raise it up here. Makes it $500,000 to go.
Darren with the Doyle Brunson 10 deuce folds the hand, and now it's on to our man Jose. He's got king 9 of hearts. Will he charge with this?
Mullen.
There he goes.
Yep, he's doing it, Vince. That hand's worked for him earlier at this final table. Here he gets called, though, and he's in a race situation. The 2 over cards versus the under pair. Jose Serratos must win this pot to stay alive, or he'll be our 3rd place finisher. Vince, if Kane wins this pot, we'll be playing heads up, and Kane Callis will have broke all 4 players at the table so far. Let's see if he can do it.
Well, you're right. Jose engaged with a kid. This is his dream come true. Can he hit a king of 9 on the flop?
And he's up against the walking sticks. Will they send Jose walking out of here?
Kane with sevens on a rush now after just knocking out Aaron. Here we go with the flop.
Flop 8-6-4. Jose needs to catch a 9 or a king. Everybody holding their breath here.
Here's the turn card, 4th Street. It's a deuce of spades, also no help for Jose. He's in trouble, Mike.
Jose must catch a king or a 9 to stay alive, or he'll be our 3rd place finisher.
No, he has battled gallantly throughout. A great poker face, won an appearance, first time ever on the WPT, and now it's coming down to this card to see if he can survive. Can Jose do it?
Jose, can you see a 9 or a king?
Will there be another massive suck out this evening? River card coming up, it's a queen of spades. Queen on the river, his luck runs out.
Well, Vince, you got to give the guy a lot of credit. He got in this tournament by piecing himself out to investors. They took 60% of him. It's his first WPT event ever. Made it all the way down the final table and survived to 3rd place. What a showing this week by Jose.
Yeah, Jose can play. He picks up $308,000, gains a great poker reputation. Let's go talk to Jose.
I've dreamt of being here, you know. I walked in here with goosebumps, just seeing the cameras, the final table, the music. I mean, it's just, it's awesome, man. It's surreal, it really is.
So out in 3rd place, we say goodbye to Jose Serratos. It's now down to Kane Callis and Darren Elias as they battle for the title. Please join us next time when we will crown the Borgata Poker Open champion. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for.
And the pair of Monster 24K